Stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Welcome back, guys. Once again, we're here for another episode of therapy, intersexual dynamics therapy. We're going to go over that today. No, guys, welcome to another live episode of Access Vegas. We're so excited to have everybody back. We had a wild couple of weeks. Every time we come back here, it's almost like we're recovering. It's like some catharsis.
We are.
We had EDC, incredible madness. We had the white party in Miami. We did that. I actually did the white party, and then the next morning, a couple hours later, flew to EDC.
Yes.
What
sleep?
What else did we do?
What was your sleep percentage down to?
I got a 10. Has
10?
anybody here? 10%? I got a 10. My sleep score was a 10. That was pretty amazing. You've had a 4 once? That's pretty incredible. That's what'll happen.
How many?
Yes.
How many steps did you have?
I took 25,000 steps and got a 4. I walked for EDC. It was I walked 25. I walked 7 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, for EDC. Yeah, it was pretty wild. So a bunch of different things. We've got several things coming up in the future here. I believe August 14th, Babes in Toyland is going to have an event here in Las Vegas, and then July 19th, I believe they're going to have one in Los Angeles. I think that's coming up in the future here. Do you have anything coming up?
Yes. I'm going to West Virginia to go on Timcast IRL on June 17th. I will be there. Thank you very much, Phil Labonte from All That Remains, a good friend of mine.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah. So I'll be going on Tim Pool's show on the 17th. I'm doing my level best to get this because he's my best friend and I love him and I want him to come with me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they like my arguments here. Let's debate if we landed on the.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Oh God, that would be awesome. No, and then we're back from Miami, and you know what? I finally learned something you've been saying for quite some time. Vegas is the best place to live.
It is.
It is absolutely the best fucking place to live.
Do you know what? You know what's interesting today? I don't smell bad because there's no fucking humidity here. It's incredible. Hey, look at that. What's that sound in my pocket? It's the 13% of state income tax I don't have to pay because I don't live in California. Did you see that? You saw how I got here to my show? You want to know why? Because there's parking and no traffic. This place rocks. I don't understand.
Or if you own a business, the California franchise tax, you don't have to pay the $800.
There you go. That's exactly. It's incredible. Yeah, this place is terrific.
No, I love Miami. Don't get me wrong. I like Brickell. I like hanging out with Fresh. By the way, we were on Fresh and Fit.
Yes.
And we were also, I went on with Fresh solo on Friday.
And I went on with Brandon Carter. That was pretty cool. My episode with Jedediah Bila just came out. One other thing. Please make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel because I got some pretty awesome stuff coming up in the next few weeks. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't talk about it. I be about it. But make sure you guys check it out. I promise you, you're going to be excited when you see what we got coming up next. But speaking of some interesting conversations, I want to start with James Sexton. Can we start with James?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
what am I talking about? Thank you for doing this.
Yes.
You know what? Fresh and Fit did this to us. Do you remember that one time?
Yes.
We did the same thing. All right.
What's your body count?
She's from, everybody just put out your body count.
Put
just
your
say it right
body
now.
count
Fuck it. We don't care about what your name is. 4. Okay, anyway. Here we go. Emily, she's from San Francisco. She's a content creator. She's in real estate, and she's also a student. Please welcome back Emily. How's it going, Emily?
Hi, good.
Emily's back. Incredible. She's from California. She's ambiguous. This is Eden. Eden does ambiguous things. Incredible. Give Eden, you can clap for Eden. We're going to support each other. All right. He is from Boston. He's a coach at Men of Action, and he's a remote closer. It's Luke. Luke, welcome back to the show.
He'll be featured in GTA 6.
Yep, he sure will. And next to Luke, she's from Atlanta. She's a cinematographer, and she's a dancer at the Hippo. It's Coco. Welcome back, Coco.
And so much more.
That's correct. She's also a competitor. We'll talk about that in a little bit. She's from Virginia. She's a realtor and a bartender. It is Meg. Welcome back, Meg, to the show.
Thank you.
It's incredible. Yes. And she is from St. Louis. She's not going to be your wife. She's not going to be your girlfriend, but she is going to prevent you from getting sued. She's in asset protection. It is Laura. Welcome, Laura. And then next to Laura, he's from New York, and he smells like Laura's ex, according to Laura. It's Tristan. Welcome, Tristan. He just moved here 48 hours ago.
Recent Harvard graduate.
I didn't know anything about that.
Thank you.
And then she's from New York. She's a bartender and a Twitch streamer. I can't wait to check this out. It's Jenna. Welcome for the first time to the show, Jenna.
I'm subbing now.
Incredible. And she's from the Bay Area. She's a bartender on the Strip. It is Claire. Claire, welcome.
Hi.
And she has a master's degree in political science and quantum mechanics.
I'm pissing off everybody on the show.
She's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Please welcome the founder of Men of Action. It is Katie Moore. The Katie Moore. Like the original calls we did back in 2019, like Katie Moore was on the calls.
Katie has been on this show more than any other person.
Yeah, probably. That's incredible. So here's the thing. And the goal is by the end, we want to get Katie a boyfriend. So let's all work together and let's finally get Katie someone. Do you think we can do it? No one's good enough for Katie. Isn't that right? That's right. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, so you're ready?
I am ready to rock.
All right, guys. As you guys know, our friend James Sexton is blown up recently. He's a divorce attorney. He's probably the most well-known divorce attorney in the entire country right now. He's been on Soft White Underbelly several times. He's doing Lex Friedman.
Knew him before he was cool.
Yeah, he's doing PBD, Lex Friedman. He just told me he's doing Chris Williamson here like this week. But he made this video, sent it to me this morning, and we wanted to react to it.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter punya perjanjian pranikah. Setiap
Probably
orang
not
yang
that version.
menikah punya perjanjian pranikah.
Jesus Christ, hang on. Hold on, I'll grab from TMZ. Hang on.
Okay, let's see if we can do that. If not, we can do a different video and we can come back to that. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Well,
I think we downloaded the wrong version of it. Or just pull it up if you can.
Yeah, hang on one sec.
Anyway, all right. Let's talk about this while we're waiting, ladies. Look over here, ladies, real quick. Tinder now has a new feature. Who here has heard about the new feature on Tinder? Raise your hand. You guys have heard about it. And I want you to tell me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Ready? Tinder's new feature, by the way, for those of you who don't know, there's 9 men for every woman on Tinder. Tinder's new feature is that women can now select height preferences on men. 2 thumbs up? Who else likes it? You guys like it? You guys like it? Okay, what is the minimum height you'll go out with, Emily?
Like at least 5 inches taller than me. I don't know.
5
Like
inches.
5'10",
5'10",
5'11".
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. 6 would be the goal.
Eden.
Yeah. Well, I'm 5'7".
Uh-huh.
So I prefer
5'8". Yeah? That's what you want?
6'8".
6'8", incredible.
Like 6'2" minimum.
Okay, what about you, Coco?
Well, I'm down to hook up with a midget or a giant.
I believe every word you're saying. Meg, what about you?
I would say 5'9", 5'10" at minimum.
5'9", 5'10"? You said 5'9"? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
6'2".
6'2"? Go ahead. What do you think, Jenna?
I think my sexual attraction kind of hits at like 5'11".
5'11"? Okay, Claire?
Girl.
Well, I'm like 5'2", so like my height.
5'3"? 5'3", I got it.
Why if they're 5'2" and they're cute? Okay.
Yeah, 5'2" and you're cute. That's what I'm saying. And then, Katie?
Oh, like 5'9".
5'9" is fine? Okay, cool. So what do you think, just real quick, those of you said 6'2", a couple of you said 6'2", raise your hand real quick. What do you think the average guy in the United States, how tall is he?
5'10".
5'10", what do you think? He's 5'9". He's about 5'9". So what happens is on these dating apps, it shows that about 17% of women are interested in men 5'8" or shorter, about 17%. That's 50% of men that are just discluded because of this, and that are only 17% of women are interested in. The percentage of men that are 6'2", what do you think?
Listen, I've dated 5'8" before, wearing heels, doing one of these.
Sure, but what's percentage of men are 6'2"? What do you think?
Not 30.
In my world, 100.
100%? 100%.
That's a great answer. That makes sense.
Who else?
Gotta be as low as 10%.
10%? What do you think? Anybody else?
Well, we live in Vegas. It's a tourist town, so like I personally love uncircumcised cocks. So I'm just saying.
Wait,
is
I'm
there
sorry.
a filter for that?
Did I?
Wait, was that related to the
Did
question?
I not?
filter.
Is that what we were talking about?
That's what
I thought we were talking about men's height.
Well, we were
All
talking
right.
about
Get with the program, Michael.
American
That's what
men.
we were talking
Hold
about.
on. We were talking about American men, but we live in a tourist town, so there's a lot of men from other countries.
Oh, yeah.
And they're taller. So Vegas is excluded.
All right. So I believe 1% is 6'3". 6'2" is like 7 or 8%. 6 feet tall is 17% of men in the United States, and like the average is like 5'9", 5'10", depending on which state you're in. So this filter, while it may bring more women to the platform, I think it's just going to make dating even worse. It's going to make dating a more unrealistic and absolutely crazy.
And pickup artists will still tell you to use dating apps.
Yeah, they will. They will. Let me say this again. Where's my camera? If you have a dating coach who's telling you to use a dating app, that's not a dating coach. That's ridiculous. That is
free marketing.
It's basically like your oncologist telling you just live healthier and the cancer will go away. It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. There's any dating coach who does not tell you to use pre-selection should not be allowed to give advice on the internet whatsoever. And any dating coach who tells you to use dating apps is not a dating coach. Okay, I know some guys who use dating apps and it works really well for them. And you know what they all have in common? They're all really good looking. Good-looking guys, 100%. You guys can use dating apps. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm referring to the other. I'm talking about Sandeep from New Delhi. He doesn't do well on dating apps. I'm talking about Pablo from the Philippines. He doesn't do well on dating apps. He just doesn't. And so the way you fix that is the data. I believe we talked about on the last episode. When you had a couple and they'd known each other for 9 months, the correlation between attractiveness of the couple was 0. That's where the guy who's a 5 is dating a girl who's a 10, is by putting her in the friend zone for a certain amount of time. Again, if you guys want to look up, it's a Lucy Hill study done in 2015. It'll go over this data. So that's the reason why this whole thing is pretty crazy.
Tons of research on height.
All right, ready? Here's the second thing. Who here is excited if I told you Tinder is now going to put a weight thing for women on there? Yeah, weight.
BMI.
You guys want it?
Wait, what do you mean?
Body fat.
So because men, you're going to be able to disqualify men because of their height. Men will then disqualify you guys because of your weight.
Cup size. Like just
Huh?
That's for you, Mike.
Bring it.
We could technically still lie because, like, who's going to say we only, weigh a certain amount?
Yeah, no, of course you can lie. And so can we. Isn't it great? We'll all just lie. We're all 6'3" and make $1 billion a year. Isn't that great?
I have like a bunch of points to make here.
Go ahead.
Guys can wear lifts, and like
Platforms?
they can put lifts in their shoes.
Wow.
Oh,
And they can do their hair taller. And like girls can wear push-up bras and wear waist cinches.
And makeup.
And makeup.
Yeah. And we can all
And
take
extensions and all
we can all take Anavar and
Ozempic.
Ozempic. We can all do that as well.
They can lift them trucks
So
and we
it's
can lift them
do what
titties.
you want to do.
Interesting. That's crazy. Okay.
Tall men were perceived as more socially attractive, better adjusted, more masculine, and as having a greater professional status when compared with short men, but not with men of average height. So, shortness is more of a liability than tallness is an asset. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I think in an unfamiliar context, it's definitely true. In a familiar context, it's definitely not true. In a familiar context, that's where I have so many guys, friends that are very short, like 5'6", 5'5", that date stunningly beautiful women, and the reason why is because they can get them into a familiar context.
Yeah.
She's coming to his party. She's coming on his boat party. She's coming to his island party. She's coming to his bowling event. Because she's doing that, and she sees all these other women. That's why. Well, go ahead, Laura.
As someone who's dated
Just grab the microphone like
someone who's dated an extremely short man,
Yes.
owns a boat, bring
Yeah.
on the boat party, does not change in the Napoleon complex that man has.
I understand, but you still dated him.
I was going to say that.
Hold on,
I
ready?
don't know why.
Ready? Here we go. Ready? Ba-doom, ching. You still dated him. That's my fucking point. I just love it. I love listening to women complain about fuck boys and all these other men, but you still fuck them.
Yeah, we
See
did.
how that works?
Jazz hands.
I can't stand. If you have
We all make mistakes.
if you have like 17
you know how many
girls, like
guys-
I can't stand Brock, that bartender. Fuck that guy. You want to know why you all hate him? Because you all slept with him.
Well, you know
that's
what?
what happened. So you're complaining about it, and if you're a dude, you're watching this like, wait a second, all these girls are complaining about Brock, but all 17 of them slept with Brock. So should I be listening to the girls or should I be listening to Brock? What should I be doing?
Did you learn a lesson? Yes, I did.
Sure, you did. You learned a lesson. Have
Hold
the
on.
fucking boat, and then
Hold on. I want to say I've hooked up with at least 9 guys who had no regrets tattooed on their chest.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying they don't have any regrets, neither do we. We just don't tattoo.
I agree with you about the regrets, but somehow we keep switching the subject with you so quickly. Circumcision at one point, and then
Well, it's
I
an
don't.
American thing to get circumcised. Other countries don't do it.
Cool. I believe you.
Keeping it fresh.
I got this. Only 15% of women show interest in 5'8"
Yeah, I said 17%.
men.
It was 15%.
On dating apps, according to survey. While over 60% of women are interested in dating men, over 60% of women are interested in dating men over 6 feet tall. Only 15% of women are willing to date a man who is 5'8" or shorter.
Okay, so listen. This is what this is going to do. For those of you who don't know, you know how the dating apps, you're a lady, so you have no idea about this. For men, they try to get them to buy these packages that boost their profile, and they get super likes and these super roses and all this other stuff. And then somebody actually
dating coaches try to get them to buy.
and so what happened is
That's what they teach them to do.
yeah, there are dating coaches who do that, right? They tell you to buy the full package for Tinder or whatever, and it's like over $1,000 a year. It's crazy.
No, there's an option with Tinder that's $500 a month.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. What is it? It's like unlimited right swipes or something, or
It's like unlimited
Messaging?
right swipe, unlimited messaging, and like every person you swipe on will see your profile. It's terrible.
okay. So anybody want to guess?
Oh, and unlimited roses or whatever.
So somebody did some research on this, used about 1,000 profiles, and they looked at the people who were actually using the super like rose feature or whatever the mega like feature is on these apps, and they looked at the match rate. Does anybody want to guess what the match rate is when you use the rose, when you use the super like? What happens? It goes down. You pay money to make it worse. And the reason why is so blatantly obvious, because a man right swiping on you, I mean, it's not super desperate, but a man paying money to get a rose to right swipe on you, that comes off as way more needy, and you start wondering what else. Like you're literally you're paying money to look lower status. That's essentially what's going on.
My favorite part was last year when Bumble stock crashed so low that they removed the feature where the woman has to message you first. That's my favorite part. They basically removed the entire premise of the app.
Exactly. We have one more person. Is it Kesha or Keisha? How do you say it? Kaisha. Kaisha, where are you from?
I'm from Washington, but I live here now.
Which Washington? The one on the east side or the left side? The left side, Washington. Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Awesome. What do you do for a living? Could you grab the microphone like it owes you money?
Social media influencer, author.
Okay, nice. What kind of book?
I wrote an autobiography.
I can't hear you at all.
I wrote an autobiography.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, good to have you on the show. All right. So do you want to get to the James section?
One more.
Oh, we got one more table.
A man who is 5'6" tall needs to earn an additional $175,000 per year to be as desirable as a man who is about 6 feet tall. A 6'2" man can earn $30,000 less than a 6 foot man and will be viewed as equally desirable.
What do you got? You ladies agree with that, or you don't agree? Yeah. Look at Eden. Eden's like,
yeah, we can pay this off.
At least you own it. One more time. I'm gonna say this till I'm blue in the face. There's so many guys out there. You've seen it before. Guys who are not particularly good looking, not particularly tall, who date beautiful women, and it's because of what I'm saying before. Unfamiliar environment versus familiar environment. Unfamiliar environment is what? It's dating apps. It's cold approach. It's going up to strangers. That's unfamiliar environment. In that environment, Chad Thundercock will step on your neck. He's always going to win. In the familiar environment, this is the guy who's the VIP host who's short, but he knows 1,000 girls and his girlfriend's a fucking 10. That's when that happens. It's a familiar environment. He's the social leader. He's the guy who's the speaker at the conference. He's the one who leads the charity events. He's the one who allows women to see further attributes, and that's when you see the guy who's the 5 dating the 10, just like the Lucy Hill study talked about it.
It's nice to know you can offset it with a lot of money.
There you go. You can do that too. All right, cool.
You
ready?
You have something to say? Okay. All right. So I have James Sexton here. Let me see if I can load it up and share this screen. And with any luck, this will work.
Travis Hunter has a prenup. Everyone who's married has a prenup. It just was written by the state. It was written by the government. Rather than written by him and the person he allegedly loves more than the other 8 billion other options in the world. Like every marriage has a prenup. A prenup is just a rule set. Okay. And Travis Hunter is a smart guy who knows how to play within a rule set because his NFL career and his college career, all this demonstrates how well he plays within a rule set. Anytime I've represented professional athletes, which I've many of over a 25-year career, I can tell you, these guys know how to work within a rule set. They know how to bend a rule set. They know how to comport themselves to what's expected of them. But what's foolish here is that he has decided, look, I've been to the DMV. I've never walked into the DMV and went, these people should be in charge of everything. They should be in charge of the rules of my relationship. And see, NFL players in particular are really susceptible because here's why. NFL players have the shortest careers of professional athletes. That's why their compensation is so front-loaded. And so to get married at a time when you are in your highest possible earning years, without a prenuptial agreement drafted between you and the person that you like out of the other 8 billion other options more than anything, that's foolish. To say, I'm going to trust the government to protect my interests in the event that this marriage ends. Because, by the way, every marriage ends. It ends in death or divorce, but every single marriage ends. Now, I hope Travis Hunter's marriage ends in death. That sounds like a terrible thing to say, but I hope it does. I hope they live forever, happily ever after, until one or both of them die, and they die in their sleep peacefully. That's the best thing you can hope for somebody. But their marriage is going to end, and 56% of marriages end in divorce. So if there's a 56% chance you're going to get hit in the head with a bowling ball when you walk out of the house, you're going to wear a helmet. I just stay home that day. So, Travis wears a helmet when he plays football last time I checked, which means is he looking to get a concussion? Is he looking to break his head? Is he looking? No, of course not. He's going to do everything he can to be safe and to still do what needs to be done, but he still takes relatively smart precautions, right? This is a guy who is smart in taking precautions. So I'm surprised that he's made the choice that he's made. Again, marriage is to some degree the triumph of faith over reason. I respect tremendously people who get married. I think aside from job security, for me as a divorce lawyer, I think marriage is like the lottery. You're probably not going to win. But if you win, what you win is so good. It's a colossal lapse in judgment. I've been working very hard with Trusted Prenup, which is an organization, a company that I helped found, to try to democratize prenups, normalize prenups, show that it's not just for first-round draft picks. It's for anybody. It's for everybody. And it shouldn't be something that's only available to the wealthy. It shouldn't be something that's only... So we're trying to democratize it. And that's why we've taken the step of we are going to offer to any participant in the NFL draft, all of the new rookies that came out of the 2025 draft, 200 and something players, we will give them all a free prenuptial agreement. No questions asked, total confidentiality. Prenups are not posted anywhere. They're not filed anywhere. They're only filed somewhere if there's a divorce proceeding. So there's absolutely no risk to these guys to absolutely take us up on this offer. They have way too much at stake. And by the way, we want to continue to be cheering for them and have them be undistracted. We want to be able to, Travis should be focusing on getting the ball through the uprights. That's
Is he
what
a
he should be
Jaguars
focused
fan?
on. He should not be focused on worrying about if he could potentially lose half of his net worth due to circumstances beyond his control.
So James, with all
Incredible.
that said, is there anything to be done after you get married, or is it too late? Is there a postnup that could be signed?
Yeah. There is such a creature as what's called a postnup. There are some problems with postnups. I mean, first of all, it's kind of like saying, once the person is drove off the lot with the car, oh, by the way, I'd like to change the lease. They already drove off the lot with the car. And so it's kind of hard to get, it's easier to get your fiance to agree to a prenup as a condition of you getting married than to get your current spouse to agree to the terms of a postnup. Because what's the threat?
Right, you got no
Otherwise,
leverage
I'm
at
going to
that point,
divorce
right?
you? Right,
Right,
you've
the
given
leverage
up
is
all of your leverage.
There you go.
Incredible. All right, guys. Anybody who here is not familiar with the Travis Hunter situation? It's fine if you guys aren't. Raise your hand if you're not familiar with the Travis Hunter situation. So Travis Hunter was the second. He was the second pick in the NFL draft. He was like number 2, right, to the Jags.
Yeah.
He's the best college football player. He won the Heisman Trophy. He's the best wide receiver. He won the award for the best wide receiver and defensive back. This has never been. I mean, this is not since like 70 years has a guy been this good. Fucking unbelievable player. So he goes on Twitch every once in a while, and or different streaming platforms with his girlfriend, who's a year or 2 older than him, and she's clearly just manipulating the shit out of him. She gaslights the shit out of him. It looks like she's cheated on him several times. There's videos of her dancing at parties with other people. She's done
While he waits outside.
Yeah, while he waits outside and he picks her up.
Yeah.
And then like he's like, well, she bought me a car, and like, but she bought you a car with your money. Like it's like stuff like that. And so what happened was, the entire world called his girlfriend out because when he won the Heisman, she didn't even want to stand up. During his final game at Colorado, she wouldn't even come hug him. She turns her head away from him. She acts like she's disgusted with him half the time. And this guy's the second pick in the NFL draft, right? And so everyone is looking at him very similar to the Nina Agdal, Logan Paul thing, where it was like, hey, Logan Paul thinks you've been with 5 dudes, you've been with 500. Like it's something like that. And so what happened was, he felt between a rock and a hard place. He started making these massively passive-aggressive super defensive posts on social media, and there's a meme of him. You guys have probably seen the meme with his big old glasses, and he's like, my girlfriend can't even go out with her friends or whatever. And it's like, if you can find the meme for Travis Hunter, it's pretty funny. But so he started doing that, and then he was pushed up against the wall. So they took all of their social media down. He and his girl. And then I was like, okay, maybe he's going to break up with her once he gets drafted. And instead, he's chosen to marry her in Florida with no, it was Tennessee. I think that, they got married in Tennessee with no prenup. So that's going to be amazing. You know what? Another female millionaire made just like that. Number one way women become millionaires in this country is
divorce.
Divorce. That is correct. So we're going to see that here.
Hey, that's not even the funniest part. Have you seen the tattoo? Mike, have you seen the tattoo that she has? She has a tattoo of a $sign on her ring finger.
Oh God.
And he still married her.
And they also,
If that tells you anything.
Stupid.
If that tells you anything.
So it's interesting. I don't even know if I feel bad for him at this point.
I'm a fan of finger tattoos. That's my next.
And I'm a fan of Anna Nicole Smith. Okay, so getting rich off of divorce. My mom named me after her, Courtney Nicole. It's my name.
Can you pull it up on the screen here?
Not to.
Yeah, hang on.
Have you guys seen this meme before? Like, if you could, because maybe some of you didn't know what this was.
Oh, it's on Instagram. Hang on, let me push it.
Can you pull it up? There you go. No?
It's on this one. It's this one right here.
No, that's not it. So it's the picture I just showed you of where his face.
That one.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, have you guys seen this picture before? That's Travis Hunter saying like, so my girl my
girl could throw it back.
Other men at a party. She's just having fun when she has fun. I have fun.
I have fun.
That's this is a screenshot from his live stream defending his girlfriend. And so after all that, now congratulations, Duro. He's already won the chip. He has gotten married with no prenup. Any ladies?
Did you see the image of him and her, and they're like showing the rings like this, and she just looks like she's a cat that ate the canary.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Anybody have an opinion on this?
on that day.
If you guys had a brother and he was going to get married to someone, would you want him to have a prenup?
It depends.
Of course.
If she had more money.
If she had more money?
Then no.
Then no? Anybody else?
That's
Grab the microphone, guys. Anybody?
Definitely needs the prenup.
Who needs a prenup? What do you think?
If I'm being completely honest, I see a lot of divorce, messy divorces. What is the point? You have your money. He has his money. You guys care about each other as long as.
Because you're angry.
I'm so angry.
No, not you're angry. I'm saying in the divorce, it becomes personal. The divorce attorney's job, by their nature, dehumanizes the other party, and so you don't see them as human, and so you want to take as much as you can, and you just burn the house down. So like you had $1 million in assets, each person could leave with $500,000, but you spend $400,000 in divorce attorney fees, and then each one of you leaves with like $300,000. It's like nothing, and so
I don't even want your money. Like, could we just skip the mess?
Laura, so one of the things, most girls don't see it the way you do. If they're going to stay with a guy for 10 years and have kids with him, they're not going to be like, I don't want the money.
They're gonna go out.
I don't want your kids.
Hey, how long do you think till Travis has to hire James?
Huh?
That's the real question.
And I believe James, he works with that organization that would help him with a prenup, but I believe James is licensed in the state of New York, and because Travis doesn't live in New York, I don't know if he could. He could probably advise him, but I don't know if he could actually make a prenup for him. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe he could do that.
So
I'll ask Go ahead.
So I've been engaged twice. So this is like a real issue. I've researched and everything.
Yeah.
My personal stance is I'll sign a prenup as long as there's a cheating clause.
Okay.
So if my husband were to cheat on me, I get 70% instead of 50. That's
Okay.
my personal rule.
Right.
And I do think women deserve compensation for being married.
For sure.
If you take being a wife seriously, what you're doing is giving up your career and your opportunities for your man.
Yep, you're seeing more and more of that too. James Sexton, it's funny. I'm going to sell out James here for a second. James hit me up and he wanted me to do a story on this at one point. But he told me about this situation where he was doing a prenup, and it was a younger woman and it was an older guy, and the older guy was in crypto, and he just came up with like $10 million, and he was making more, and he decided at 36 or 38 or however old he was that he wanted to marry his 24-year-old girlfriend, right? But I want to get a prenup, right? So he goes to James and has him write the prenup up. They then take the prenup, like the 24-year-old girl, then goes and gives it to her divorce attorney or her attorneys, whatever, and they do exactly what you just said. They go and they rewrite it so it's all in her favor. So if he doesn't do certain things and at certain times, if he isn't worth so much by the time he is 45 years old, then that's an escape clause. And essentially, what's happening right now is you're seeing this.
Marry her?
This new. I don't know. That's what he told me. He told me. He said, "What should I tell her?" I said, "Eject, man."
Every marriage is an arrangement, right?
Well, exactly. But it's like you're right. It's like
a job.
All relationships
don't want to work every day.
But now what's happening though is you have this new generation of women who are actually going, yeah, I'm cool with a prenup as long as it has the cheat clause and it has this clause and has all this other stuff that is all weighed in my favor now. But I signed your prenup, so what's the problem?
There's technically boundaries on a piece of paper.
When you're engaged to a divorce attorney, it's a little bit difficult. And then they still hit on you these days when they're married. So, yeah, that's an interesting one.
Damn, that was playing with fire.
most
You must be a pyro.
graduate.
You are a pyro.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know that a lot of guys would agree to that. Maybe 70% from when we got married, but not 70%. Like, if I end up making a bunch of money, I don't know that a lot of guys would agree to that.
Yeah, one objected, which is why I didn't go through with the marriage.
Got it. Have you been married before?
No, just engaged twice.
Just been engaged twice?
Yeah.
Got it.
Did
Okay.
the first one want a prenup?
Yeah, when I said the same thing.
They
But
said-
he was okay with the conditions. There was other reasons I broke up with him.
He was 5'8". Is that what it was?
He was.
He needs
You just realized they make $175,000 more, and then everything's fine that you're 5'8".
We couldn't agree on the amount of kids,
On the amount of kids?
which is a deal breaker.
Wow.
for me.
How many kids do you want?
I say as many as my husband can afford.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for what he could afford and what he was willing, it didn't add up.
How much was he willing?
With kids.
He only wanted 2.
I'm
mean,
good with 2.
Eden, there's ways to trick him. Just get him drunk. What are you doing?
Just forget.
Look at
Take
like
your
look
birth
at
control,
look
just
at look
forget.
at look at Emily. She knows what I'm. There's
whoops,
ways to
babe.
do it.
Take it again.
She's agreeing. She's
Whoops,
there's
the
ways
condom
to trick
broke.
him.
Oh, whoops.
Get him drunk.
Do the whole Drake thing.
Take
Yeah.
him down to a massage parlor and take pictures of him. Say, hey, he was right here. Incriminating shots.
Incredible. Once again, guys, if you guys want to go on my YouTube channel and leave super chats,
Yes,
you can.
and we have
if you have
5.
any comments about the videos that we're looking at, just leave them on the super chats and we'll get to them. Do we have another video?
Yeah, plenty. Do you want to do super chats real quick?
No. Let's.
Okay.
go
Yeah, we'll
a little bit.
let them pile up a little bit more. Do you want to respond to that guy?
Yeah, Sean Whelan, I feel you. Everything you're saying is on my chest.
What is he saying?
If you're using a condom in marriage, something is really wrong. Hilarious.
Oh my God, that's fucking funny.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh wait, no, I had another one that was hilarious.
Which one did you want to do?
The next, like in order of the ones I sent it, the way I sent it to you. Male losers.
Got it.
This one.
Got it. Hang on. There you go.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point. Like, why do you think you're fucking lonely? You're fucking lonely because we don't want to be with you. Because look at how pathetic you are. I posted a video talking about my standards and what I expect of men, which is basically just basic decency. You got to be consistent. You got to communicate. You got to make straight up plans. I'm not just fucking hanging out with you. It's got to be at a nice restaurant. And on the second day, I will ask you for a gift. And I'm not telling you what to buy me, but I want to see your creativity. I want to see how you court me. I have standards. I also date high net worth individuals because that's my fucking circle. That's who I hang out with. That's who I am. I make a lot of money, so I'm going to hang out with people who also make a lot of money because it's about the mindset, because we're always trying to work on each other. And these men fucking went crazy in the fucking comments. It's like, oh, like you're 6 at best. Bitch, like I don't care what you think of me, because the men in my life, the men that I date, the men that I hang out with, actually think that it's wonderful that I am achieving so much in my life. They think it's wonderful and actually help me set higher standards for the men in my life that are walking into my life. They teach me how to think. They teach me how to carry myself in the world. They teach me about men like you and how to stay away from them. So I think it's just fucking ridiculous that these fucking bitch-ass losers are fucking sitting there. No fucking high worth individual and no respectable man is gonna sit on the internet and curse out a random person, period. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'll fucking troll you. If you're coming at me, I'll fucking troll you. But otherwise, I wouldn't do it. No one who's respectable and has time and has things going for them is gonna sit there and bully somebody, and like no one who actually knows their value is gonna sit in a relationship and bully them and tell them you can't get anything better than what I can offer you. You don't have anything to offer. You are what we're all running away from. You are lonely because you're a motherfucking loser. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed for you, and it's like most fucking men too. Like, it's literally most fucking men. Most men are fucking losers and they know it, and then they're like, oh, well, we're just gonna like fucking bully you into being with us again because we're losing control. Bitch, fuck off. Fuck off. I don't care about you, okay? Alright? I really don't care about you.
All right.
I wonder what part of New York she's from.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
She is highly moisturized.
That is crazy. She put moisturizer on her face like 4 or 5 times. And it looked like the same moisturizer over and over again. She's an observation.
She's very moist.
Anyway, what do you guys think? It's fine if you agree with her.
I agree. Okay. What I will say is I agree with her like 80% because I actually spoke to our friend Owen about this.
Yeah.
About this exact video.
Oh,
and I kind of agree that with her idea that, yeah, I agree that if you are like commenting, trying to bash women in the comment section, you are kind of a loser.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree that most men don't go out, most men are overweight, and most men don't have anything going for them.
Yeah.
So she's like 80% right. But I don't think it's necessarily men's fault. I think it's conditioning.
Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Emily? No?
I mean,
Grab the mic.
Talking to the mic.
oh, sorry, I'm like 50-50 on what she says. Like, I think men that just troll, like, why do you have the time for that? What are you, like, benefiting? But also, I feel like that was just a little bit harsh. Like, she's probably ran through with the way she's saying it. I feel like she's, like, mad at men. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I like her. I think I don't really even. I think the way she delivers what she has to say, I think makes men uncomfortable. I don't necessarily think that what she's saying is wrong. I just think that when somebody just says something and they're unapologetic, it makes people uncomfortable because, in my opinion, I feel like when you deliver certain messages to men, you have to deliver in a way that kind of is
Their language.
yes.
Mhm.
And so when they hear
Don't
it,
knock
like,
them down.
yeah, like if you say it like in a certain way, they don't like it. But I feel like when you deliver it a certain tone, they get it because sometimes delivering it in a softer delivery doesn't click.
Okay.
So I liked her.
All right.
I personally liked her.
So here's the fundamental issue with what she's saying. She is equating a few people who left her mean comments with a male loneliness epidemic. In her mind, they are equivalent, and she doesn't understand the amount of men taking their own lives. After they're 40, they're divorced. These were good men who are not leaving YouTube comments, and they're taking their lives at a very, very high rate. A lot of them are reporting not having friends. It has a lot to do with social media, and it has to do with the realistic or unrealistic expectations of women. I mean, I think if you're pretty enough, you can have whatever expectations that you want of women that they're putting on men, which is also leading to additional loneliness. And what's happened is very similar to somebody who grows up. I'm going to say this as a Hispanic person. You were robbed by a Hispanic person growing up. Therefore, you think all Hispanic people are bad. She was insulted by some man on social media. Therefore, the loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of idiot YouTube trolls when not 1/1000th of 1% of the country are YouTube trolls. And so I think that's where she's totally missed this point. This is what happens. It's like there are a group of men who are very angry, and it's usually 15-year-old kids who really shouldn't even be looking at YouTube in the first place. They're the ones leaving that feel like leaving these comments. These people are big-time losers, but there's so many great guys out there who are still lonely, who've done everything right, and some of them own accounting firms. Some of them are anesthesiologists. Some of them are oncologists. They do incredible work. Some of them travel to Africa for Doctors Without Borders and save children's lives and come back here, and women just don't accept them. They just don't find them to be that entertaining. And so because of that, there's a loneliness epidemic. So what she's done is she's made a fundamental error in thinking that the guys who listen, I get trolled. I promise you, I get trolled more than her. I promise you, I do.
Oh, I guarantee you, I get trolled.
I promise you, the two of us
I
get
fucking
trolled
guarantee
by the same
you.
people more than she does. But I understand what's going on, and the reason why, in part, because I have a coaching business, and I know from the guys in my coaching business and the guys who are trolls, they have nothing to do with each other. The guys who come in, or the guys who read his book, they want to uplift themselves. They want to succeed. They want to get better. Okay, the guys who are trolling. Part of the reason why they're trolling is they need an excuse for why their life sucks, and their life sucks. Therefore, they start saying everyone's a scammer. Tai Lopez is a scammer. Tai Lopez is not a scammer, dude. I've made money just from listening to Tai Lopez. Like, there's all these different people who have this a different opinion about different. He's not. He's bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's do 3-hour debate on this. That's ridiculous.
If you breathe the same air as Tai Lopez, you'll be a millionaire.
Well, I just want to say,
Anyway,
Michael, how you have to deal with the trolls.
Yeah.
Like, how do you program your brain to be like? Do you turn into yourself like a
No,
a cuck where you're like a superpower to where it's like a psychological superpower
Okay.
to where it doesn't get to you?
Okay, so here's what here's how
enjoy it.
Do you make it turn
here's
you
what I would
on?
do.
Does
Here's
it
what I
turn
would
you
do.
on?
Okay,
You're into being degraded.
if I'm Rolo, I'm gonna lean into it because it gets greater interactions on social media, and it gets you into you can say bombastic, crazy stuff
And I enjoy it.
for sure.
And more OnlyFans subscribers.
And now, if you're on OnlyFans, ladies, I know I'm going to get grilled for this. I highly recommend you lean into it.
Yes.
Dude, that girl Camilla
Same
from the
here.
Bop House, her videos are fucking hilarious. Where she's like, "What do you do every morning?" She's like, "I pray to Jesus," and she's like an OnlyFans content creator. She's like, and then I read like 60 books a day and all this kind of stuff. And she's just trolling all these dudes who hate her so much, and it makes her so much money.
60 books.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something
For
right.
sure.
Well, this girl should have known.
Now,
you know.
if you guys run a business, like a legitimate business, like say a restaurant, you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, and you run on reviews, I would actually recommend you block and delete any of those comments, because what it's doing is the social media algorithm is now giving your impressions to people who don't matter, and people who leave hateful comments just in general. And I'm sorry to be the first one to tell you guys this. If you leave hateful comments with an anonymous username in life, you don't matter. That's why you're leaving
You're
the comment.
invisible.
If
Yeah,
you
no one knows who
mattered
you are.
in
Damn right.
some way in life, you would go do the thing that matters. You would go build a building or save people. You would go do something. You would get the medical degree. You would invent something. You would create some product. You would sell some product. If you mattered, the reason you're a troll is because you don't matter. And maybe I'm the first person to let you know.
She's technically a
that's
troll.
going on.
I
Well, she's
mean-
trolling. She's trolling back. Yeah. Now,
But see, like, you would
furthermore,
never do-
let me
you
say-
would never do that.
Yeah, of course. But furthermore, let me say one other thing. I only date high net worth individuals. I know a lot of really classy women who are going to end up dating high net worth individuals just on accident. They aren't looking for it specifically. Her saying that, I'm steering clear. No offense to her. I'm not calling her a 5. I'm not doing any of that. She's a pretty girl. I'm just saying, as soon as I hear I only date high net worth individuals, my first thought is here's a problem. Orion Taraban says it in a really great way. He says, all relationships are transactional, every single one. Even the relationship between you and your mother is transactional. All of them begin from a transactional relationship, but then from there, love can sprout. Listening to her, I see relationships that are only going to be transactionals, and I don't think that she gives space for love, an actual caring desire for the opposite person
100%.
to count, because she only
didn't
dates
notice a
high
ring
net
on her
worth,
finger.
high net worth
Totally
individuals.
agree with you.
Yeah.
She's probably sick of like carrying all these other guys though. Like I've gone through life and I tried to give the whole love thing a chance. Obviously not working for me because the ones that like I fell in love with, like I had to carry on my back like financially, and it's fucking annoying. So you want to finally like put your foot down and go after the guys that make money, the one that can take care of you.
The 5s and 6s.
Because you're sick of it.
No, I totally understand. That's something different than just saying all men are losers because you got insulted.
There's
What?
a fine line, though.
Okay, of course.
And I'm finding it is extremely hard. And just going through so much that I've gone through with the whole love path. it's I find myself looking for both, but again, it's kind of impossible.
Just don't.
Especially in Vegas.
Don't date attractive people. You want to be in a serious relationship? Don't date attractive people.
Yeah, in this case, it's a couple bad experiences causing women to generalize.
Get an ugly wife.
We're screwed.
How old do you think that girl was?
20s.
Guys, 20.
29.
20s, yeah.
No, I bet you.
Like 27.
She said she makes a lot of money, so I don't know. Maybe either she makes it as an influencer.
my next question.
If she's like a remote closer, I bet she's early 30s, but I don't know. I mean, she doesn't look like it, but I would guess.
What do you think she does? Because she was like all popping off about how she's like, I make a lot of money. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, do I?
Literally just
I don't know.
complain.
Like,
That could be
remember
her
you
thing.
talking about
just-
like how you have all these friends in Vegas, you don't know what they do.
Yeah.
And you're like, how do you have all this money? You know, like I would ask the same question. Like,
She talks shit about men on the internet.
yeah, I'm like, how do you
Gets
like
people to
make
talk
money?
about her.
Like,
Right
is
here.
she on OnlyFans? I mean, what is she doing that's generating revenue for her?
But it
she never
doesn't-
mentions it though.
But
It
she's
doesn't
a
even-
high net worth
doesn't-
individual,
I'm
so
a high
that
net
means
worth
individual. real estate moguls want to hang out with her.
That could be
because
she just
she
only
works at the
dates
Bob House.
very rich sugar daddies too. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a high net worth. Well, hell, if I'm dating some high rent bitch, I'm a high net worth individual myself.
That's right.
I cannot wait to see when she's like starts dating like some club promoter.
It's
It just
like-
always happens
I
this
love
way.
it. I love-
Every single time.
I love it when people like come up with like new euphemisms to like explain like what the.
To me, this
What
is a
does it
controversial creator. Like you're not. You are, but you're not gonna bash women. You're like,
No,
hey,
I'm
I'm
not gonna-
helping men treat you better.
Yeah.
You know, like that's.
Well, the problem for me though is because I try to do it in such a dispassionate way, and I try to do it with facts, and so does Rolo. It hurts even more to a lot of
I
people.
love your statistics. They're so cool.
Yeah, but the statistics don't agree with you. It's not me and my opinion that insults you. It is now the University
Reality.
of New Mexico, the University of Texas. It's now
Yeah.
Southwestern University, the Royal Society. Now they're the ones disagreeing with you, and you're like, "Fuck, what do I do?" Like I don't know how to disagree with that. And here's the other part: when I criticize the other side, like for instance, men who have higher serum testosterone are more likely to cheat. There's data on this. Whenever I do this, because men are so used to being criticized, none of them are offended by this. If I looked at all the guys that are watching this right now, if I were to say, if you're a guy and you have 600 sexual partners before you get married, you're probably not likely to be happy in your marriage. Most guys will be like, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. They're not going to be like, fuck you, Michael. I can't believe that. You're telling me you're calling me a hoe. You're calling me ran through. I'm a man. I can't believe you would insult me. Men, we just don't. Because we are constantly told no, we just have such a thick skin. I mean, if you've ever been in like a male-dominated meme chat and just seen how horrible the memes are, we are because of that, we are so thick-skinned. We're always told what we can't afford, how much we can't bench, what girl doesn't want to date us, because we're always being told
That's
no.
why I love the show. Is like
Yeah.
women really need to appreciate men more. Like seriously, that's why I feel like you're just
They
showing
need
us
to
how
earn it.
to. And you know, and I
They absolutely need to earn
I'm
it.
gonna totally disagree with you. Like I feel like men have it so fucking hard in this.
Come to
day.
Powerhouse Gym.
I'm
and
just
see
gonna
how
have to
much I've
disagree.
earned it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, just you're going back to saying because men are
This whole show is about.
because men are so used to being told no. When I tell men, hey, if you have a high body count, it's probably going to hurt your marriage. None of them are offended. But if you tell that to women, oh
gonna
shit,
beat the odds.
your YouTube gets ratioed. You get kicked off of different platforms. You get told that you're a hater. You get reported by hundreds of people from the same exact data set.
Yes.
How crazy is
Basically
that?
saying
Or you-
men have been hated on
or you
since
have- or
day
you-
one.
So
that's why I feel like
what?
that. You know, when we're not hated on from birth. Like men are
Or
like,
you
constantly
get-
no. We
or
are
you-
not. We're said yes. So that's what we're trying to say.
Or you get McAmurphy, who basically says, well, you know, men are also going to be unhappy in their marriages if they have
But men are
higher
getting-
body counts.
No, he does.
I'm like,
He does
yeah,
say that.
Yeah, we already know that.
And
Thank you.
And the
Yes.
reason why I bring that up is
Well
personally
done.
because of McAmurphy, because often he's right. There are a bunch of content creators in this space who never bring up the statistic about men, and I do too. Where I differ though is that men are not offended by that stat.
Right.
They don't. It doesn't bother them in the slightest.
They are getting more feminine, and women are getting more masculine.
Let me ask you: the gentlemen that are in this room, some of you are off camera. The idea that men who have higher testosterone cheat more, who does that offend you? Who is offended by that? Anyone even find that the slightest bit? No, again, we're men. We don't have the privilege of being offended by anything. We're trying to survive and make enough money so that you fucking notice us.
I just wanna give
we
you a
don't
hug.
have the time
Oh,
to
you
be
guys hug.
offended by shit. That's it. We don't have the privilege in
Money,
this society
muscles,
to
and
be
game.
offended by anything. If some dude took your girl, go to the gym. That's what you should do, dude. Like, get better at game. Like, if you don't wish the game was easier, don't
Wish you were
wish
better.
you were better.
Wish you were
I'm
better.
sending a virtual hug to every guy.
That is the realest shit I've
Love
heard
you.
all day.
But Mike, to loop back in, so you said men work very hard to attract women. So why earlier you said as a high net worth man, it would turn you off hearing a woman say that's her standard?
If that's the primary reason, then that would bother me. So here's the thing.
But-
Look,
okay.
Let me ask you something. You have been attracted to a man before for more than one reason. Can you name different reasons you've been attracted to a man? What are some of the different
Besides
reasons?
net worth?
Yeah.
If I see if they're family oriented.
Okay.
If
Have you
they're-
been physically attracted to a man and been like, wow, he is really physically attractive?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's also happened before. Have you been in relationships and in one relationship wanted to have sex with that man more than in a different relationship?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. Okay. So do you understand there's a sexual desire that is separate from your liking my net worth? And that without that sexual desire, marriage is completely off the table for me. There's no chance. Without genuine sex, you would live with me under a bridge because you want me that bad. If I don't get that, you are
cardboard box.
Cardboard box.
Like women, you think women who are driven by lust would make a good partner?
But it's probably a better partner and probably less likely to cheat. Yes,
I
because
think way more likely. I think women who only date high net worth men, because to make a certain amount of money, you're statistically, I don't know the amount, but I'm sure it's like probably in the one digits, the men who make over $1 million a year.
well, a million a year is 1/3.
the point five,
Oh yeah, a million a
0.05,
year is 1/3 of 1%.
Yeah, so I'm saying the higher her net worth standard, the less likely I think. Just because the
She is to
odds of
cheat?
who she would cheat on are slimmer.
I don't think the stats show that at
Yeah,
all. I think they don't.
The problem with what you're saying, Eden, is this. I've been.
The problem is if she marries a guy
Yeah.
who just for the money, but she's not attracted to him, she's just going to cheat on him anyway.
Yeah.
Because you just see like
and now
Jeff
she's
Bezos'
insensitive.
girlfriend
I'm not
talking to
saying
Leonardo
just
DiCaprio.
for-
That's a clear example
But
of that.
I can only imagine, because if I were a man, a high net worth man, like you said, I'm sure part of that motivation was the kind of women you want, the kind of women you see yourself with. So
It's probably subconsciously, maybe consciously for some people, but mostly it's subconscious. Most guys don't realize what they do for women.
like as a man, if you're getting up every day, you're working so hard, you've
Yeah.
amounted this success, you find this girl, you adore her, you work so hard, you give her this perfect life, you're doing everything for her. Would you feel like the man knowing somewhere out there there's a cashier at Denny's who cracked?
A cashier or Denny's
Cashier
What are we talking about?
Denny's who got her.
If
and you
you're
didn't-
dating a woman who doesn't have like a standard of a successful man, and you're breaking your back for her and loving her, and you know there's a loser out there who fucked her,
Yeah,
does that make you feel like the man?
no, of course not, Eden. But you'd still stay with her because 80% of divorces are initiated by
Women.
Women. So dudes get cheated on by women and they stay. Dudes get disrespected by women and they stay. Women spend all their money and these men stay. That's not the issue with when it comes to the whole cheating thing. I absolutely agree. Men are more likely to cheat if they've had more sexual partners before they're married, but they're not more likely to file for divorce. Women are 3 or 4 times more likely. That's the difference. That's the part that I'm trying to say. Like, we as men, we just have to have thicker skin in every walk of our life. Again, if I joined the military and somebody who like made fun of me and I was like, so Major, do you understand what they would do to me in the U.S. military? You get made fun of. You have to have a thick skin. You do. And so we do not have the privilege as men to be offended by anything. Go ahead.
I really have to say this. So you said something that kind of struck a chord about being having to be sexually attracted to someone. I don't know. The older I get, like, you could still be really hot, and I'm still looking at you like,
How much money would you pay in taxes last year?
It's not even necessarily that. Like,
Show me
like,
your 401k.
What value do you add to my life to make my life easier? Like, do you possess the things that I already?
I can teach you how to host a podcast.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, you could be.
I can teach you how to host a podcast. I teach you how to host. I teach you how to shoot free throws.
There are guys out there that I'm like, you're really hot, but.
What do
Right.
you do for me?
Every supermodel and actor I've ever met.
Not even worth my time.
Anyway, do I have a problem if a girl would prefer to be with a wealthier man? If I had a daughter, I would prefer her to be with a wealthier man. That's not my issue. My issue is I only date high net worth individuals, and I'm doing this while putting my makeup on a TikTok or YouTube channel or whatever channel where thousands of people are watching me, so that I can let other people know that I only date high net worth individuals. That is a function of narcissism. That is not a function of being picky. That's what I see.
Self-love.
Huh?
He's also looking for a pay pick.
Well, narcissists, you know what? They're full of self-love. That's part of being a
It's called
narcissist.
grandiosity.
I'm not saying she's a narcissist, but that felt very narcissistic.
But I
to me.
also do think having high standards as a woman, at least for me personally, it's a reflection of how much like you love the idea of your future partner. Like, I make a lot of decisions, especially sexual decisions, through the lens of like, will I be able to look my husband in the eye and tell him why I did this?
Okay, so then let me ask you a question. You have a man who's high net worth, but he cheats maybe once a year. And you
I
have
don't.
Right, I understand, but he does. But he does. He cheats once a year. And the other option you have is a man who makes the top 10%, which would be $134,000 a year. He only makes $134,000 a year. Okay, but he never cheats.
I have to choose?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to choose the cheater because then I get 70% in the divorce. We just talked about this.
But here's the thing: even if you don't get 70%, you get 50%, and you're incentivized to divorce him. You are.
I would choose the non-cheater.
Under the mic, please.
I would choose the non-cheater as long as he adds value to my life.
Yeah.
And as long as we can bring each other up together,
Yeah.
right? Because like I've achieved a lot of things in my life. I own all of my own things. Do you own that stuff too? That's great. You don't have to make that much money as long as you are doing okay in life and you don't cheat on me and you add value to my life.
You're not wasting.
Fuck, I need a sugar mama.
Happiness is more than money.
Dude,
I need a sugar mama.
I dance for so many couples.
I need a sugar mama also.
And the
And I need
only
to stop
ones
working.
that
Somebody
really-
want to take over my life?
I swear to God, the only relationships that work are people who have a house and then they have an outhouse for the guy. That's pretty much. I swear, I'm telling you, I work for 3
Some
couples
little,
a
like,
night
garden
as a
micro
dancer
house.
here in Vegas. I have to create a really safe space for couples who've never seen them touch another person. So, like, what does that tell you? You know, like, I've definitely studied the sexology and psychology of couples, and like, the only ones I've seen personally is that situation. They have their own place. They're basically neighbors.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do another video.
Coco, are you a cheater?
Have been.
Somebody in the chat
Let's just
said
say,
someone in the chat said you're a cheater.
I was born a hoe. I'm gonna die a hoe.
Don't question me. I know which one you want. You want this one. Here we go.
This is for
Friends that are gay. Okay. Not trying to brag, but and one thing that I've noticed being a straight man is that my gay friends are much less gay than my straight friends. In fact, my straight friends are sometimes the most gay people I've ever met in my entire life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, because I've been saying this. Like, yes, our gay dude's going to be gayer, but we can out-speak you all day. All day. We say the most outlandish shit. I've had gay friends tell me, like, dude, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, Jesus, the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, a lot.
If I asked one of my gay friends, how does this shirt look on me? They're probably going to say something like, it looks fine. Maybe go a size up because your stomach sticks out, but other than that, yeah, it looks okay. Now,
And your straight friends are gonna say, oh, I'm gonna fuck you in that shirt. Like, I actually, like, I think I'm, like, you start getting caressed.
that exact same question posed to my non-gay friends would go something like this. How does this shirt look on me? You look pretty hot, dude. Not gonna lie. Yeah, very sexy. I would do you right now and then have your biological children if I could. So once I figure out a way, we're gonna do that. Why is this? This has been a thing since I was a kid.
Why is
where
this?
My male friends who were not gay would act super gay all the time. Is it because they think that it's absurd humor? Because they're like, I would never actually, so it's funny? That's why they try to like pretend to kiss each other and be like holding hands and stuff? Or do I have more gay friends than I thought I did?
It is the outlandish thought of it. And being outlandish, not because being gay is outlandish, but because when you are straight, just like when you are gay, being straight sounds outlandish. If you are gay, being straight sounds outlandish. If you are straight, being gay sounds outlandish. And so when you say the things that are over the top, you're saying the most grotesque thing that you can possibly say to someone, your friends only, to one of your friends. You're trying to one up each other of like who could say the more gay thing, the gayer thing.
Hey, my friend, he just sucked a dick once. It was once. That was not gay. He just sucked a dick one time.
Have you noticed this?
Yes,
absolutely.
Like
you played any sport, you would notice.
No, when I played high school football,
it was always the lineman, bro.
It was just
it was the lineman.
Like the levels that they would go playing gay chicken. It was just. That's what I call it, gay chicken, when like two dudes try to see how gay they can get. It's so wild to me, man. It is so crazy. But it is, I absolutely agree with that. It's like some of the most homosexual comments I've ever heard in my life were from straight men trying to be funny. Yeah. That's pretty wild. Any ladies, you have any thoughts on this? Or does anybody think that maybe it's just because these guys are actually gay and they're just fronting? Anybody? No?
No, I actually
Claire?
have a friend and he'll make like he sends me like memes and stuff sometimes, but he's super straight, but he just jokes about it with his friends. And I feel like when they're comfortable, they do that. Like, but he's not gay. Like, I feel like it's just like a thing guys do to be funny.
You know who I think's gay? Guys who date strippers.
Uh-oh.
No, I think
Pimps are gay.
I think I definitely have a bunch of friends I know that have come out of the closet late, and my older brother is actually very gay. He did right though. He married a sugar daddy, so I don't take care of him anymore. But
He made the right choice.
That's an empowered man right
it's
there.
kind of crazy when I go back home in Charlottesville, and then
He's
like,
got a nicer car than you. Oh, my bad. Sorry. My bad.
Way to gaslight her, Mike.
yeah, and then I'm talking to a guy. I go introduce him to my brother. He's like, "Oh, I met your brother before. He's hit on me multiple times." I'm like, "Oh God, I can't." Back to Vegas I go, small town.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I got this one. Hang
Yo,
on.
what's good, bro? What you got going?
I'm literally just trying to get this temperature stuff going on with Ken.
Oh.
Trying to bring her temperature down. Why was that?
No, I'll just call and tell you good night, bro. Sweet dreams. Hello?
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 Yeah, what do you mean, good night?
I'm about to lay down, bro. I'm about to get into bed. I just want to call and tell you good night, bro. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, but nigga, why the hell you call? Why are you telling me good night?
I hope you sleep tight, bro.
Nigga, what?
I'm dead.
All right, bro. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, man. Sweet dreams.
Wait, have you seen the videos?
What do you have going? What sweet dream, nigga? I'm a grown. What's going on? Are you good?
Yeah, bro. I can't wish that you sleep good tonight, bro.
Together.
Nigga, when in the hell have you ever wished it? Why?
Wait, have you guys seen the one where it's NFL players calling their teammates?
No.
There's one where they're on the Commanders and they call Jaden Daniels on the phone. He's like, yeah, I want to tell you good night. He's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. So if you guys look,
nuts.
there's tons of videos like this,
Yeah.
like the compilations of guys telling their friends good night. And it's pretty funny. But it reminded me of the previous video.
It's like when Diddy asked 50 Cent, "Hey man, we should go shopping."
Yeah. Oh yeah. It goes,
I feel like
What the fuck?
I feel like it's saying I just got in a fight with my girl. Can we talk? Like that's what he technically meant, you know. He's like, good night, but can you hear me out? I'm sad.
I think which one? Okay, I got that one. Yeah.
All right, guys, who here is aware of Wizard Liz? She has like 8 million followers online. Anybody? You follow Wizard Liz? Anybody else follow Wizard Liz? No, you guys haven't heard of her? Let's check this out. I've never heard of this girl
Convinced that all
until
men
this
cheat at this point. Just woke up to the most devastating news. The Wizard Liz just posted that her fiance Landon cheated on her while she is 4 months pregnant. 4 months. Number one, your standards are not high if you can meet your own standards. Okay, then they're just normal. If
Yes,
there's
they
a
are.
disproportion, you're expecting
they
him
are.
to be a billionaire and have a 6-pack and you can't reach these, okay, fine. Your standards are too high. But when you can reach your own standards, like she did with Landon, her standards are not high. They're proportional to who she is. In fact, I would argue that she could have done significantly better than Landon. And because he also knew that, he wanted to humiliate her. And as someone who's been cheated on before, it's never your fault. It's not because you weren't pretty enough. It's not because you weren't smart enough. It's not because you weren't rich enough. Men, just in general, cheat. If you get cheated on,
Sometimes
never,
it's your fault.
ever, ever blame yourself. There is nothing wrong with you, and there is nothing you could have done to prevent him from cheating.
There's
In
stuff you could've
general, most men cheat. So I've given up on finding a man who doesn't cheat. Now I can
Most
look
men
the
do
other
not
way
cheat.
if you give me things, okay? Shara 7 got into my head. Once I understood that men are lustful beings and I can't be with them for love and loyalty because they do not have it, even when you're pregnant, especially when you're pregnant, I have decided that I can look the other way if you give me things. Okay? Give me things and what? Huh?
Sounds like she just woke up.
Dude, I had one clip.
Michael, on our meetings, can you just tell me nothing's my fault? Can you just tell me this every morning? Nothing's your fault. There's nothing you could have done.
I mean, you can't accept it if they don't give you things.
If you treat your man badly and he cheats on you, it is your fault. Sorry, ladies, it is. I'm not saying it's a good thing that he did it, but sometimes it is your fault. And fellas, if you act like a beta bitch and your girl cheats on you, it is also your fault. It can be. Again, I'm not saying it's okay that you got cheated on, but if you walked out in the middle of the freeway, it's your fault that you got hit by a car. It's not okay that they hit you by a car. I'm not condoning that the car hit you. The car certainly could have tried to swerve around. If you walk through North Vegas holding a bag full of money and you get robbed, that's what's going to happen. It's your fucking fault you got robbed. It's okay. It's not okay that you got robbed. I'm not condoning it. But in this situation, if you treat your partner bad and they cheat on you, yes, you did something. That's why it happened. Sometimes it is your fault. She's wrong about that. The other issue is the whole Wizard Liz situation. So
what is she famous for?
So she just in general, and I don't watch her. I don't watch her content. I hear the term female Andrew Tate over and over again whenever I hear about this girl. And basically, she is the one giving women the advice about having insanely high standards, and that's what you should get. And then what she got was a man who literally wrote poems about her, wrote like papers about her, wrote, like all kinds of stuff. He just worshipped the girl. He wrote a book about her. That's what it was. He did all this kind of stuff.
He's like Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So basically, what the thing that she idealized was this hypersensitive, super good-looking man that she thought that she deserved. And he cheated. But what the women are taking out of this that's wrong is they're like, even the Wizard Liz got cheated on. I'm surprised the Wizard Liz ever had a relationship where she didn't get cheated on, because she seems like a fucking nightmare to date. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be an asshole, but like the fact that your whole life is based on content creation where you trash men, I can't imagine dating someone like that. And the fact that some dude was willing to put up with that, I kind of would expect that something was wrong.
Wait, this dude wrote books about her?
Yes, he wrote books about her.
So she dated the Tinder swindler. That's who she dated.
Yes, and then he cheated on her. Go ahead.
So you've dated a girl you loved, right? But
yes.
In the first couple weeks or a month, out of nowhere, these other great candidates came up out of nowhere. Isn't it funny how life works like that? But do you also think that
of course,
we're mammal-like beings? Like, do you think back in the caveman days, we were all not owning each other? I feel like this woman was like, oh, somebody taught me to own somebody, but like she's finally conscious now and realizing that let them do what they're going to do, and they're going to give you something too.
What happened is, if you're a woman, you should expect. Like, she was living in this world where men don't lead. She's living in this world where men do not conflict with her. We're men and women. We're different. I want to solve problems, and maybe you want to talk about your feelings. It doesn't mean you're bad or I'm good, but she wanted to live in a world where the men conformed to exactly what she wanted, and basically she got a beta male.
Control freak.
And she didn't, but she ended up with a beta male, realizing basically she was dating Kamala Harris's husband. Like that type of the perfect beta, the perfect liberal beta, very shapeable, moldable, controllable man. And the problem is, you should read this data about liberal women looking to date conservative men because they're tired of dating liberal men. Like it's one of these things where it's like she wanted to believe that the world wasn't the way it is. And then the world smacked her on the head, and that's essentially what happened.
Bro, it's like every day there's a new story of this perfect beta cheating, sexually harassing. Yes. Every day there's a new story like that.
Sex pest.
Yeah, you called them a sex pest. Oh, guys, I'll say this before, and I'll say it again. As soon as you hear a man say, I am a female ally? A feminist? As soon as I hear I'm a feminist, if you say I'm a feminist ally,
that's pretty gay.
The sexual assault charges are soon to follow. Yes. Just know that. The reason why a man goes out of his way to all of you dudes who leave these fucking simpy ass, cucky ass comments on my IG, these women are never gonna fuck you, dog. They're never gonna have sex with you. No matter how many comments you leave, they're not gonna do it because you don't understand concepts of attraction. You become things like female allies. I'm an ally to females, but I don't have to talk about it.
Well, how do you say no to a girl that you're attracted to when you're in a relationship?
How do you say no to a girl when you're attracted to? Say no.
You just say no.
Why? Like, how do you?
Well, here's the thing. If you you're right. Like a lot of high status, wealthier men will cheat. When she said most men cheat, that's not true. Most men that would get to the level to get her attention, they probably do cheat.
No, I'm asking you why you wouldn't. Are you in a relationship right now?
No, but okay. So I'm not a good example because generally the girls that I date, we see women together, so that's why I would never cheat. Right?
Fuck.
Yeah. So, but I'm not a great example there. But in general, do a lot of men who are high status cheat?
Gay.
They do.
Not gay.
She's gay, but
What is that? Yeah.
I just want to know how you would handle yourself. Say your woman wasn't okay with adding another woman to the
Yes.
situation, and you met 3 other hot girls out of nowhere that perfect candidates for you, how would you say no to
So
them? when you
let's just say we
locked
have a family together, and then I have a business. I'm just risking so much, and it was just something that like I can see some guys. It's really bad because it destroys their whole life, lose half my net worth. I've had several guy friends of mine who are very successful, and they're like, I can't hang out with you, dude, because if I do, I'm going to end up at some party, and some girl who's like the girl of my dreams is going to want to hook up with me, and there's going to be a photo of it, and I'm not even going to hook up with the girl. The photo's going to get back to my wife, and I'm going to lose half, bro. So I can't even fucking hang out with you. So that's the reason why.
Would you consider that a controlled man? Huh? Would you consider that?
I think all of us are controlled. All of us are controlled. I don't know if you notice, there's certain words I can't say on YouTube. We're all controlled. There's a limit I can't drive on the speedway.
There's certain
things I can't say. I can't defame people.
Poly one day and I want to be monogamous, and I have some other candidates come up. I'm gonna be like, what are the benefits to not hooking up with them? You know,
if you've built something with someone like you and like what is it, Helen Cardone and Layla Hermosi or whoever, like if you have a wife who's part of your whole brand, I think, or at least help you build your empire, I definitely think that is a really great reason to keep that relationship good. And the other thing is like you have to like. Again, I don't have kids, but I know people who do have kids, and your life becomes about their kids. So if your life is about your kids, then creating a level of chaos in your relationship, like if it hurts the relationship with the kids, I think that is problematic. But if you're like, say, Andrew Tate, and you're very open, it's like, I'm going to have a baby with you, and you. You're all going to know about it. I'm going to take care of you financially, and I'm going to go see my kids, and the women accept that. That's also okay. That's also okay.
Baby mama.
Huh?
I'm good on that.
Not nobody's baby
Yeah.
mama.
So some women have chosen to be. I know one of the girls who was Nick Cannon's, one of his 14 babies' mamas, and like she sees it as like a badge, like an honor that she gets to be one of Nick Cannon's baby's mom. She actually is legitimately more famous because she's one of Nick Cannon's baby's mamas. But she's accepted that, and as long as she's accepted it, I don't really have a huge problem with it. But my issue is this: if you've chosen to build a life and a family with a woman. And I know that all the red pill guys, you guys are like, no, men cheat. You should cheat. It's okay to cheat. I'm just going to tell you, man, the problem with cheating is the lying. The problem with the cheating is that now you have to deal with your own personal integrity on a day-to-day basis. That's the issue. So I would rather, why don't you just be single, have a child with somebody, maybe not even get married by the state, or have an understanding with your partner so that you can go off and do. Have you guys seen that? There's one of my favorite memes. It goes, what do you do when you catch your billionaire boyfriend cheating? And it's this girl, she walks in and she goes, oh, can I get you some water? Are you guys good? Let me get you. Are you guys like? She's watching her boyfriend fuck some other girl
in the
like,
shower.
You're really cute. And then as soon as she walks out, she goes, yeah, he really likes that thing you're doing. And then just walks out. Like would this woman say, hey, if you're going to cheat, buy me things. You see how she said that? Buy me things. Some women will accept that arrangement, and some women won't. And so we've gotten into a very strange place. My whole problem is this: I would have a very big problem with a woman accepting that arrangement who didn't want me, like physically want me. Does that make sense? The genuine desire is the thing that I want more than anything else. And if I can't get something happened to me, I'm just not very attractive, I don't get that genuine desire, I'm probably not going to get married. That would probably be the answer.
Well, I really appreciate you answering that, because I've really never been monogamous, and I was wondering, like, none of these partners have ever been able to tell me a good reason why I should be.
So here's the funny thing. Tristan and I was talking about this. Being a woman who is promiscuous and using that to make money, while it might be immoral in the eyes of certain religions, it's not illogical.
Well, I wasn't.
It's smart.
It is one of the most.
It is a great financial investment.
It is one of the most rational things that you can do. I'm not saying it's moral. I certainly wouldn't want my daughter, my sister, or my mom doing it.
I wasn't doing
but
it
it
for
definitely is rational. Yeah. It is definitely a rational move.
It's smart.
It's just not. I don't know necessarily smart, but it is rational.
It is financially feasible.
Correct. Exactly. All right.
Rollo, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you were female? Start an OnlyFans page immediately.
What is stopping you now? What do you mean?
There's no question. I used this video on my show last Sunday. I wanted to get your opinion on it. So,
in fact, that men are evil. That is true. Like man as a whole is evil. Like just as an entity, a general idea. Men have inflicted violence and oppression on the world in ways that are irreparable. Like, it's okay if we say that out loud. It's okay if we say that men are inherently evil. It's like, it's not all men, but for some reason, always a man. Every time something terrible happens, always a man, like 99% of the time. So I feel like it's a lot simpler than people may think. I don't hate my man, I hate most men. And for me, I think given what men have done to me personally, to people I love and the world as a whole. If they all start guilty and have to work their way to innocent, it's not really a big deal to me. I feel very like convicted in that. It's very like, if you're not awful, prove it.
Yeah.
Quit talking about it and fucking do it. Because the men who complain that they really hate hearing like, oh, what about all men? Oh, all men, all men. A lot of this, not a lot of action.
That's Drew Afwalo, by the way. I got a history with her, but go ahead.
Aisha, you have anything to say about that? What do you think about that? Can you grab the microphone? Go ahead, Claire. Anything? You have anything you want to say? Does anybody here feel compelled to say anything? Defend her, disagree with her, anything like that?
I will laugh my ass off when she posts on social media that this dude cheats on her. I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Okay, I'll just say this. I don't hate that she said that. I just recognize someone who's been through trauma. It's just very obvious to me.
Of course.
Someone who's
I
been.
think women are evil.
By the way, her trauma may be indescribably horrible for something that's to me. We don't know that she didn't grow up in a foster home and horrible things happened to her. That's what that sounds like to me. What she's saying is irrational and absurd. Whenever I hear women say this, oh, you know, if women ran all the countries in the world, there'd be no more war. Let me tell you, if women ran all the countries in the world, I'd take over one of the fucking countries and I would just invade the rest of them and the women wouldn't stop me. The reason why the world is the way that it is and why she's correct. 88% of violent murders is 90%. 90% of murders are perpetrated by men is because it's often men who have to do the attacking, but it's also men who have to do the defending. And that causes them to have even more violence. And so the reason why she's lost the plot is because she only recognizes the evil men who've done evil things, like Joseph Stalin or Pol Pot or Mussolini. But she's not recognized the men who went and tried to defeat those men so that she could have a safe place to sit comfortably on that couch and say the nonsense that she's saying. She doesn't realize all the good men that were willing to sacrifice and be incredibly violent.
The men who built the podcast studio she's saying
the men who built the podcast studio that she's in, but the men who were willing to die for her freedom, she thinks they're evil too. That's the problem where she's lost. And I'm not mad at her. I just recognize someone who's been through trauma.
And this is why Trump won the election.
Sadly,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
sadly, if there was not war, we would be broke.
Okay, so partially. I understand what you're saying about military-industrial complex. There's other ways to make money. I don't think besides war, but I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Generates a lot.
Yeah, it definitely
I
does.
agree with you though. Hurt people, and she's just being mean.
Yeah.
Not every man is evil. Like what?
Like it's one of the things like I don't hate Kanye. I just recognize the man is off his medication. Like he's just not on his medication. I'm not saying everything he says is wrong or everything he says is right. It's just like we put him on this pedestal. When I see this woman and we're gonna get, I know there's gonna be guys who are super angry with her. Just have a little empathy and just say this woman is clearly going through severe levels of trauma. Now it's gonna come off misogynistic because I'm a man saying it, but I promise you, any female therapist would look at this.
You're gaslighting.
Yeah,
You're
any female therapist would look at this and say the same thing. This is not a rational way to look at the world. And also, consider if our judicial system worked the same way. You're all guilty. This is what they do in China and Russia. You're all guilty until you prove to me that you're innocent. No, in the United States, the burden of proof is on the prosecution. And this is when you get into I had a dream my man cheated, so I broke up with him type of Chris GQ Perry nonsense. No, you need logic, reason, accountability, deduction in order to determine whether or not something happened. So,
hey, speaking of, do we have any clips from him today?
No, I don't have any Chris.
No, we don't. Yeah. I have a history with Drew Afwalo, just so you guys know. Yeah, actually, Myron and I both have a history with her because she built her brand on TikTok, obviously, and got into I want to say even tens of millions. I'm pretty sure she's very popular still. But
isn't it crazy she can say stuff like that on TikTok?
Exactly.
And it's not even a road bump. Ladies,
ladies,
hold on, ladies. Who here's lost your TikTok?
This is a
ladies,
brand pitch.
who here's lost your TikTok? I promise you posted any picture sexual at all, you lost your TikTok. Correct. I've lost 1 or 2 TikToks. If you make content that bashes men, I guarantee you she's never even been suspended. I guarantee you she's never even been
8.2 million.
8.2 million followers. This is what I've been talking about before. If you don't realize what's going on, we as men, we can't afford to be offended. And when she says stuff like this, nobody stops her. TikTok doesn't want to stop her content. But dude, I have a friend of mine. She's a female influencer. She's dating a male influencer. She's the female influencer. She's got big boobs and a big old butt and has lost 7 TikTok accounts. her male influencer boyfriend, he takes his shirt off, and his audience is almost totally homosexual. He does stuff exactly as lascivious as she does. He's never lost an account. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange that you can sit here and make content like this? I guarantee you want to blow up on TikTok? Make a podcast called Kill All Men. Oh, wait a second. There already is one. It's called Kill All Men. And Apple, for some reason, never took it down because there's nothing wrong with saying kill all men. But if I say the opposite thing, and I won't even say it because I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube. If I said the opposite thing, they would string me up like a fucking Mexican in 1823 in fucking South Texas. They would string me up so quick. Are you kidding me? Bro, it's ridiculous, bro. So anyway, it's just a massive double standard. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say is that so our history. She used to appeal to younger women, to teenage girls actually, because she would like go on and find these red pill guys, me included and Myron.
So she would react to your stuff?
React to stuff that like she would just like pick and pull like little clips that she'd go, oh, these guys don't know what an alpha male is. It was always like some kind of like stupid like middle school laugh in between all of this stuff. She's dropped that now, and now she wants to be taken seriously because you'll notice that she was very like upfront about this whole thing. And when it comes to like male violence and when it comes to male nature, and they go, oh well, that's evil, that's evil, that's evil. Are men more aggressive and more violent than women? Yes. Sorry, deal with it. That's the way it is. Okay. Are women more nurturing and have maternal instincts and everything else? Yes, they do. Great, fine. That's just the game we're playing, okay? It's not like, oh, well, you should change for me. You should change your biological nature for me. You should change your evolutionary nature for me. You should stop. I ran into what was the guy who was on Dr. Phil, Imran Ahmed. He was like, oh, do you know what the #1 killer of women is? Like expecting me to say that it's guys. It's actually heart disease. but he wanted to say, well, it's men. I'm like, yeah, deal with it. That's just how men are, okay? Oh, they're evil. Okay, yeah, but just like he was saying, but there's also guys who are going to see those guys who are the aggressors, and that other tribe is going to go in there and try to
and that other tribe will be exclusively men. I was just like, guys, again, if
we are hairless murder apes.
So if what she said was inherently true, do you understand society would break down? But it doesn't break down because there are more good, functional, utilitarian men than there are bad ones.
Right.
That's why society works. That's why she's wrong.
I just want to say
Go ahead.
that in the strip, I used to think that men were more dominant, but then I started, dancing, and I realized that women are way more dominant than any man I've ever met in that environment.
Especially in that
context. What I'm saying, when
yes.
men, they know we have security guards in there, so like when men are around other men that are, like bigger, beefier, then that's when they like.
That's very interesting. It kind of comes down. I'll get you in a second. It kind of comes down to like I've had these discussions, and I know Andrew Wilson has had the same discussions with Tim Pool. Hopefully, I don't get into this topic with him. But when it comes to rights, when women say, "Well, what about my rights? Like women need to fight for their rights and everything," I was on Dr. Phil, and I said, "What rights do women not have?" And no one could answer it. Not one. It was like crickets in there, and like they'd never. Like I don't know about you, but in the manosphere, we say this all the time, and nobody. It's always crickets, right? But the thing is when it comes to rights, who is enforcing the rights?
I don't think anybody even knows their rights. Nobody's studying
rights. And what are they? And what are they enforcing the rights with? The potential for violence. The same thing that you say makes men very evil is also the same thing that ensures your rights.
That ensures that we don't go outside and it's not Grand Theft Auto 6 out here every day.
Right.
It's because violent men would stop those violent men from carjacking you. That's what they're supposed to do.
Well, for instance, like if I were to deny you of one of your constitutional rights, you can't speak anymore. You don't get this free speech anymore. You'd say, "Fuck you! I'm going to kick you out." Well, it's going to come to blows because violence is the ultimate authority from which all other authority is derived. Okay, I know I'm quoting Heinlein, but that's where your rights come from. And who are they enforced by? Not women, violent men, or men who have the potential and the capacity for violence. And in that case, you sure as fuck want violent men.
Yeah.
So.
Go ahead.
Can I level the playing field for a minute?
Okay.
I wake up not every morning, but most mornings and choose violence.
Okay, good job. Choosing
Well
violence.
done. There we
Let me read these super chats.
You want to do that? Okay, hang on.
This is the Peppermill Fund.
Let me call him up. Yes, Peppermill Fund.
Let's get to the Peppermill Fund. Here we go. First one is Rational Redneck. When will I be able to filter my BMI? That's funny. So he's talking about the Tinder thing?
Yeah.
So you just like body mass index for women.
Yes.
You'd be able to filter
I would
that.
want body percentage.
Yeah. Siege D, I'm 6 feet tall in my cowboy boots when I'm not wearing them. It's usually when I'm in a swimsuit. At that point, height doesn't matter when I'm showing off my hot banging swimmer's body. Shout out to Siege. Thank you so much.
Pretty gay, dude.
That's
pretty gay.
That's pretty awesome.
Come on,
Hey,
come
love
on
you.
out to Web Pro Republic.
Love you, Siege. All homo.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Rolo, where'd you get that badass vest? That's what Siege
I got it
asking.
from manlyshirt.com.
Incredible.
There is a place.
Martin Pierce says, ladies, if your man who checks all the if your man who checks all your boxes, will you stay with him if he makes less money than you?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if yes. Yes. Raise your hand yes. Raise your hand no. He makes less money than you. Raise your hand. Okay, if he makes less money than you.
I feel like you can it doesn't matter how much money you make because you guys can, if you really like him and like everything that he does, you guys can both end up making money together later on. It doesn't matter if they have money at the moment.
I will say this, okay? I actually was taught how to trade stock options and worked at a fund because a woman taught me. I'll tell you that. And I also had a woman flight instructor as well. But most of the time, most of the women that I go out with or see just in general in life are not helping me make money. Just in general. They definitely know how to spend money, but then not a whole lot of them have been like, hey man, here's how you dial in your SEO and your remote sales team. And not too many of them, okay?
I mean, like you guys could start a business together doing something. Like,
Yes.
You need
not
great
teach
energy.
them,
if you guys understand how hard it is to run a
But I
business.
hate
It's so hard.
I think this running a business thing is like people don't understand what that actually entails.
So hard. If you understood, bro,
backbreaking,
I
dude.
want to
You need
give
a
up
team.
so bad
Oh my
sometimes.
God.
The one with more time should be more dominant of the house, is what I would say. You know?
Okay, yeah, I love this one. This is by Section 8 Behavior. That's a great name. Funny how women's reaction to getting proposed to is the same reaction as someone who just won the lottery.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
true.
It's like you won the lottery. Isn't it funny how that works? Here we go. Rational Redneck wrote, if she was dating a male feminist, I have to wonder if the girl he cheated with consented to it. That's interesting. That's a good point, because if it was a male feminist, the other guy had to consent. By the way, he didn't put his penis in someone. What he did was he messaged a girl on Snapchat. That's what happened. Yep, that was cheating.
Oh, that was cheating to her?
That was what she considered cheating. Yeah. Isn't that great?
So this dude's a pedophile. Got it.
Whoa.
Because he's on Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Let's stay away from that word. Okay, got it.
All right.
Cool.
This has been going viral, and I need your input on this, Mike, because I'm going to.
Major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less. And if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I got to tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And therein lies a big part of the problem.
Is Tommy Lauren? Is she married to like a
former baseball
tradesman
player. Who's now a coach.
Yeah. Okay, I mean that's cool. I'm sure he's not a lazy guy, but
yeah. So
she definitely
wealthy guy. I'm sure
checked a lot of boxes for herself there.
Yeah. I'm sure there were no tradesmen around who were working
She says
really
all hard. These young men are lazy. Who do you think's putting up the freaking electric poles?
I know.
Yeah. Who more construction than ever in history in this country?
Yeah.
Who do you think is doing it, dum-dum?
Again, this is the exact same problem we saw before. She's conflating two different things. Yeah. Men, there are men out there living with their parents. That's not most men over 30.
A fraction of 1%.
It's a fraction of men. Now, in Europe, it's actually much higher.
It's a high percentage of men over the age of 18.
Yes,
From 18
for
to
sure.
35.
Definitely.
It's pretty high.
When she says there's slim pickings, Man, it's just because we work in the male coaching space. The thing I see every day is incredible dudes who work really hard, and a lot of them make a lot of money. Some of them don't, and they're just great dudes. And what you see is under the age of 30, 63% of men are single, but only 33% of women are single. It's just, I'm not saying women's standards are too high. What I'm saying is whatever women's standards are, they're leaving good men behind. And then the way they cope with it is do what the conservative feminist Tomi Lahren does here by saying that, well, there's not that many men to choose from. What happens is I went on a date with a girl last week. And I told her, I told her about this study where men and women, when they see unattractive people, so I want all you guys to think about this. You see someone who's physically unattractive, what does your brain and your body do to react to it? And what happens in general is people dehumanize other humans that they see as being physically unattractive. But women do it more than men. Women dehumanize men even more. And I explained to her, I was like, most of the time, about 80% of guys, you don't even see them. And she goes, that's not me. I'm not like that. This girl's like a huge model. She was on the cover of Maxim Australia. She's like, no, I don't see them. I said, I don't see them. She goes, no, I'm not like that. And I looked at her and I go, tell me about our busser. And she goes, we have a busser? And I pointed to the busser right over there. And I was like, I can tell you how many people are in this room right now. If a man is not attractive to you, you don't even see them there. So when Tomi is saying what she's saying, what she's forgetting to the part that she's missing is the maladaptive nature for women's reticular activation system. They're only noticing these men who are very attractive, and there's a ton of great guys that someone like her could, maybe not her, I mean, she's married, but like a lot of women could be with. But because of the way social media, dating apps, and things like Sex Panther and OnlyFans, what they've done is they've made it so that for a lot of women, it's become unrealistic for you to settle for a good man.
You know what I think when I see a hot guy? BV.
BV.
That's what You know what I think when I see an ugly guy? No BV. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it.
Woof.
He's good looking, therefore he must have bacterial vaginosis.
You have to, especially in Vegas.
Vaginosis.
You know it.
Can you not take a shower? I don't understand.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, you know, I just want to clarify.
Hold on.
Ladies out there,
Stop.
there's boric
Emily,
acid.
I want you to ask the question.
You don't know about boric acid.
And ask
I just don't know. Like, how does that work? Is it a shower thing or?
How do you get rid of bacterial vaginosis?
Men
Somebody
have
perplexed me that.
boric acid. Women have to put this little thing in there, or they go to the guy.
You've been there, done that.
It's what the porn stars use. Yeah. Pardon me?
Baking soda doesn't work.
That's what STD is. Wait, is it? I don't know.
They just classified it
It's an STI, but it's not because it's a bacteria. It's a little bit
But
different.
men, they have no symptoms. It's just from hooking up with different girls.
Hot dudes don't shower.
Yeah.
Get tested.
Well, it doesn't
get
show up.
tested for bacterial vaginosis.
can't.
It just
You can-
smells bad. Yeah.
You can get.
But if your man isn't cheating on you, you won't get it.
I did not know that.
If you're,
So
ma-
it's like you'll know.
you know.
I guess I've just never been tested.
Boric acid is
Shout
for
out to the
killing
ugly
me.
guys. Where you at?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
That's hilarious.
I like fat guys
Give you
too.
a pill and a cream.
So
Listen,
let me,
everyone just pee after you have sex and you'll probably be okay-ish.
Prevent UTIs, prevent BV, please pee.
Or don't.
Pee after
Just
sex.
don't.
Yeah.
Public service announcement.
Crucial.
drink a lot of cranberry
Drink
juice.
cranberry juice and then pee after
Pineapple
sex.
juice, cranberry
Let's
juice,
do
and
us
pee.
all a favor.
That's all you need.
Okay?
And tequila. Don't
We're
forget.
talking about
Don't forget
sex-
tequila.
That's very
pretty
important.
Sexually
So,
active, you know,
so
like
there's
the show.
I got
Yeah.
I got two things about Tomi Lahren because I was talking about her on my show on Sunday. Matt Walsh just can't seem to get away from Tomi Lahren. First off, the reason she's still salty right now is because she still can't answer one simple question that Andrew Wilson posed to her on Piers Morgan, which was, "What do men get out of it? What's the upside? Show me why. Like, other than your cooter, what do you bring to the table essentially?" And she could not answer. She's like, "Who hurt you? You know, go touch grass. Do you know any real women? Like it's this emotional reframe as soon as, because she has no answer and she's not going to have an answer, and so therefore she has to keep coming back to this over and over and over again.
There is an answer. She just doesn't know it because she's not one of the women who has it.
Who has it? Yeah,
that's correct.
True.
Does this man want
a woman who can raise children, bring you wisdom, bring you peace. There's a bunch of things, but she's not going to say that because she is not aware of those things. That's the problem.
Yeah, she thinks that just to be a woman is enough.
Yes,
it's about
again.
all about
While
this.
you may close your eyes, ladies, you may hear, I'm a woman and I'm enough and that's all I need in a relationship. While that may feel good, as soon as you hear men say the same thing, then you realize how ridiculous it sounds. None of you are enough. I'm sorry. Ladies, you have a little easier in the sexual marketplace because you guys are more attractive than we are just in general. But you get to a certain point, you're not enough. If you don't feed your kids, they die. The CPS comes and takes them. You're not enough. You have to make money to feed yourself. You're not enough. If you're a dude and you think that I have good energy and a great vibe, someone will take your clients, they will fuck your wife, and they'll take your children away.
Drink your wine.
They'll
and
drink your
betray
wine.
you.
Like I'm sorry, guys. You're not. No one watching this is enough. Ready? Everybody, say it with me. Inside, I am Buddha. Outside, I am Tarzan. Inside, I am Buddha. None of this shit affects me. Outside, I am Tarzan. I have to kill the meat if I want to eat. Yes. That's the world that you live in as a man. You are not enough. Yes.
Thrive in the chaos. The minute you can look in the mirror and be happy with what you see, you're fucking
But I have this quote. Beautiful people do not just happen. So maybe these girls making fun of these guys who haven't yet had somebody guide them.
No, I've seen some 21-year-old women who just happened and they were beautiful and
I'm talking about
nothing to do. They didn't really do anything.
Situation.
Okay, yeah.
And the other part of this is I pray to God that this happens with Matt Walsh because he seems like he's actually becoming a little bit more red pill these days. But it goes to show that the mentality amongst Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham and Megyn Kelly, all the rest of these girls, is that guys should get in shape. Guys should improve themselves. Guys should be, for what? Not for you, so that you can be a better, more eligible bachelor for them. So your problem is actually not your problem. It's the woman's problem that she has with you, and she needs you to solve it by becoming a better guy, right? And so when we're talking about this, so what's your motivation? Is your motivation, say, like in any of your MOA classes, in any of my Reignite classes, we're not going to say, hey, go get in shape, and because that way you'll get more chicks. You get hot bitches if you go and you do this stuff, right? And will you? Yeah, but you're doing those changes, and you're becoming the best version of yourself for yourself. Because it benefits you, not because you're trying to solve women's problems, because you're trying to solve your own problems. Go ahead.
What did I post the other day? It was so funny. Like guys think going to the gym is the only thing that's going to solve their problems. Go get therapy also.
Yes, please.
I mean,
fuck
therapy. Take trend.
Solve my problems.
No, don't do trend. Stability is.
You know where my therapy is?
Squat. Accomplish goals with your friends. I think that's therapy for men.
My therapy is the squat rack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No roid rage,
The end.
please.
But it will help you both inside and out. So.
Yeah, sometimes. But the thing that solves problems for women doesn't always solve problems for men the same way.
Yeah. Do better.
Men just need a little help addressing what's inside. So therapy is a good idea, actually.
Or just increase your bench
so
press.
so just so we're clear, because I don't want to confuse this point too much. 95% of therapists under 30 are female. Most women go to therapy 2 or 3 times as much as men, but the number of women therapists outnumbers men. I want to say 4 or 5 to 1. No, therapy right now is not good for men. It really, in general, it isn't good.
The kind of therapy
because what they'll do is if I were to go to a therapist, the same therapist you are, what they do is the problems that you have is that you're a defective woman. You don't do enough womanly things. Express yourself, be more vulnerable. Hey, I run an 8-figure business. I need to make sure that I make payroll this week. No, that's okay, Michael. You're good enough. Tell me let's just talk about your feelings. I can't talk about my feelings. I have to go do shit. I have to go.
You've been to therapy, and this is like what.
Yeah,
you
of
went
course.
through
Yeah, when I was in the military, they made us one time. Like I would sit there and talk to a therapist. Here's the other thing. I haven't been to therapy in a long time, but I have a lot of friends who are therapists, and we have this discussion, and they even agree with me. Therapy right now is not constructed for men, especially men who have a high burden of performance. It really is.
The reason for that is because quote unquote therapy is based on the blank slate. meaning that what's good for women should also be good for men.
Yeah, whenever I see,
well, it's based on the idea that there's no gender differences. That's what it's based on.
So a male therapist, you know what they're called? A performance coach. That's a male
That's what
therapist.
Mike was.
Yes, a male therapist is a performance coach. A female therapist is a therapist.
I totally agree. No woman therapist is going to say really career-driven men need a woman who can stay in their life without being in their life for the rest of their life. I feel like if more women therapists said that to women, like, hey, get off your man's dick, like give him some space. He's working.
Yeah. What you need as a man, as a therapist, to say, yes, she did leave you because you're fat. So stop being fucking fat.
Okay.
That's what, and no therapist would ever say that to a man.
Yeah.
But it hurt. The reason when you put your hand on the stove, the reason why it hurts is because evolution is telling you to take your hand off the fucking stove. And a lot of times when bad things happen to you, it's not because you're unlucky or because of energy or astrology or whatever. It's because you did something and it is your fault. And you need to become more comfortable with the fact that some of these things are your fault. Inside, I am Buddha. Outside, I am Tarzan. When you understand that concept, then it makes way more sense. But this is the reason why you can't stick female therapy on men. It doesn't work. You need therapists who understand men who have a burden of performance. Maybe you could have female therapists for men who have trust funds. That would work because those men don't have a burden.
You need the therapist in what's the show? Billions.
Yes.
You need that therapist.
But again, the therapist in Billions was a performance coach.
Yeah.
That might as well be good luck, Chuck. You know how many dudes I've broke up with and they've literally been like, oh, hey, look at me now. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm proud of you.
Look at you now. What do you mean?
It's a true
They're
story.
just doing better in life with everything.
So see that works, guys?
Because they've accomplished
you break up with a girl, you just do better at life.
But I don't care. I cared then. I don't care now. What do you want a cookie for doing better in life?
I broke up with my girl. I have so much more money. Look at me. It's so terrible.
Problem one gone.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more than one. It's
The
really
truth is, nobody's ever going to love you how you want because that's your job.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems with quote unquote male therapy is that it's based on this premise of contentment, and really, especially when you're a guy, men must perform. Men have to do. Women just are. Okay, so women.
I think the biggest problem is
women
it
can
doesn't
talk.
take into account gender differences.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take into account gender differences, and that's important because what happens is when men are based on performance coaching is male therapy, right? Because men have to perform. We have a burden of performance, and when we need to go to quote unquote therapy, it's usually because we're underperforming. Correct? So when we're talking about this stuff, one of the things that I do in my Reignite program is I make sure that I have things for guys to do, right? Because when guys communicate, it's usually they're wrenching on a car or something like that, or they're at golf, or they're at the gun range, or
playing Warzone.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, exactly. Guys connect when they have a shared project, when they have a shared goal, when they have to build something together, solve a problem together. And that's when, I can remember the times where my brother would be working on a car and I'd be there with him, and we'd have the hood up, and me, my dad, and my brother, we'd have some really good talks at that. And I realized it's because we had a shared project. You want therapy? That's your therapy right there when we're wrenching on a Holley 4-barrel carburetor, okay? It's when you're making that communication and you're actually talking, or you're actually doing something, or you're performing, whether it's in the gym, whether it's at the golf range,
Football
whether it's a gun range,
fields,
football
yeah.
fields, whatever. That's where that quote unquote therapy takes place, because men are not women and women are not men.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Just
See,
hire to break up with you.
see how easy it is.
You're doing wrong.
Speaking Mike.
I just feel like
I'll hire you.
just hire me to break up with you, and I'll tell you all the crap you're doing wrong, and then cause that's literally what happens.
Okay,
That's a good one.
I got that. Would you want to do Bad Barbie?
Yeah, we do Bad Barbie.
Okay, let's do that one first.
Did anybody see the Bad Barbie interview that recently happened on Camilla's podcast? Let's watch it.
I would never find
Can we
what I
start
have
it over
with
and turn the volume all the way up?
anybody else.
Hey, ready?
I am so happy that I didn't leave him, because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And it's gotten so much better. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's like, I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, like, it's not even about you leaving him. What if it's the other way around? Like, it's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a woman.
There you go.
Okay. So the reason why this went mega viral is because her boyfriend beats her and cheats on her repeatedly, and it's documented. And she is so grateful for the fact, what she just said there, that she could stay with him. And what you saw Camilla do is like realizing that this woman she's interviewing is in crisis, and she doesn't know how to try to explain to her what's going on. And so she's just sitting there dealing with this like massive levels of abuse. And again, Bad Barbie, obviously, there's some serious trauma that she went through in the beginning with the whole thing on, what's his face, Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And I get that whole situation. But it's like, I keep hearing that men don't step up, and then I keep watching really high status women or really wealthy women dating men who treat them like shit. And then I start thinking, wait a second, what do I remember throughout life? Do I remember the guy who did all the things right getting the girl, or do I remember the guy who was a little bit of a scumbag getting the girl? What's the truth? And then, you just start to ask yourself, it's like, if women keep dating men when they're a little bit more Machiavellian, a little bit more narcissistic, a little bit more psychopathic, a little bit more arrogant, a little bit more ambitious, a little bit more assertive, if you keep doing that, then you end up having children who are like that. You end up having more children like that. So I'm not saying that the world is that, and I certainly don't think men are evil, but the attributes that men have, it's only because women fuck men who act like that. That is the only reason. There is no other reason for those things, those attributes to be perpetrated. And then when you see stuff, look, when I hear Tommy Lahren say what she says, and then I listen to Bad Barbie, I'm like, no, there's a bunch of, do you understand how many good guys Nicole Bergoli could have been with instead of this dude Levon who hits her? Do you understand how many millions of good guys she could have been with?
You don't think some people need to be beat up?
Huh?
You don't think some people need to be beat up?
Yes.
While I do understand what you're saying, that's not where I'm going here with this statement. What I'm saying is there's a bunch of good guys out there who are going to see this and be like, I've been a good guy. I went and got a master's degree. I did all the things right. And this dude who beats this girl gets the girl. Do you understand what that does to a man's motivation? You understand why men turn into assholes? It's because of this.
Like when Chris Brown beats Rihanna.
Men get beat too.
Like Kim and
Okay.
Yeah,
probably wasn't doing it at first, and he started doing it when she was actually once he realized she was attacked.
You got to.
I also think
Go ahead.
I don't really understand her perspective, but once you have a baby with someone, it's like kind of you're connected for life. Like obviously you don't have to be, and at 18 they could leave, but she was talking about how it's going to be so hard for her to leave. She doesn't want the baby to grow up like in two different households. And I'm not saying I fully agree with that, but also it's like once you have a baby with someone, you're kind of
Totally agree. You know what else you could do? Not have enough self-awareness or have enough intelligent male role models and male figures in your life, or older women in your life who can look at your partner and say, this dude is going to hit you. This is one of the things, man. There's this incredible, I can't remember which statistic I was reading this, and it had to do with women who had higher numbers of male family members were far less likely to be sexually assaulted. I can't remember exactly what the data was, but it had to do having more brothers and male figures around. The likelihood of them being sexually assaulted became like astronomically low. It also, they didn't put themselves in so many bad positions. There's another statistic that when a man leaves the family, abandons the child, the daughters tend to go through puberty earlier, and they tend to be shorter women. That's another thing that happens, and they tend to lose their virginity at an earlier age. So again, I've been saying this before, guys. It's like maybe there was no father figure in her life. I don't know, but if there was a father figure in her life who said, "Hey, this dude who hit you, not good enough for you. It's time to go do something else." I know that comes off as misogynistic, feels very not patriarchal 1950s. There's a reason why we listened to our elders. They knew more than us. There's also, you know who else you listen to? Forget the dad, grandma. Grandma's been through menopause. Grandma, all that good-looking guy with the leather jacket who comes up with the tattoo sleeves that you just swoon over, Grandma doesn't give a fuck about him. Grandma will tell you that's a piece of shit. Why don't we listen to Grandma? Why don't we listen to Dad? Why don't we listen to our brother?
Because Grandma doesn't have 70,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're listening to the wrong people when we could have people in our life who care about us, who could look at our relationships and say, hey, you shouldn't be with this guy who beat you. Maybe don't have a baby with him. Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I'm not saying she's younger than shit. She's not going to know what to do. That she's young. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. But having other people in your life to look at your relationship objectively from a third party perspective is a solution to a lot of problems. Whenever I hear women say, I had a baby with the wrong guy, you do get to choose who you have a kid with. Go ahead.
I also think that, if you don't have a good example, certain things seem normal.
Of course.
Absolutely.
So she has stated many times that her mom and her have a very tumultuous relationship. It just seems like that type of chaotic environment, you know, for somebody who's still learning, because she's pretty young.
Is she like 21, 22?
Yeah. Like she doesn't really know any different. And I'm saying that personally from experience. I went through that same thing that she's going through. And I also felt like it was normal because I grew up in an environment
Sure.
like that. So I feel like she just doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Now, let me ask you a second question. You have a friend or family member who's going through something like this. Would you be able to counsel them because of what you've seen, the lessons you've learned?
I would, and if I had the opportunity, but I do know that hard head makes a soft ass. Like, you can tell somebody until they're tired and done, they're never going to listen to you.
I don't think they'll never listen to you. I think it feels like they're never going to listen to you, but I think eventually, there's a lot of things my dad said to me. I was like, this, whatever, I'm not listening to you. And then later on, you figure out they're right.
You have to be in a space to actually.
That's what maturity is.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
saying.
maturity is. Yeah.
If you're not in a space to accept what somebody's saying, you're not going to hear them.
Oftentimes, it's seeing someone else going through the fucked up shit you're going through that makes you realize that you're going through the same thing, rather than someone like saying, "Hey, this is happening. Get out of this."
Right.
Like oftentimes, say like you're a little kid and you yell at the beach, and your mom says, "Don't yell at the beach," right? And then you hear some younger kid than you yell at the beach. Oh, that's fucking annoying. Oh, I shouldn't yell at the beach. Same kind of thing with a bad relationship. Oh, I'm not noticing this. Oh, my friend is getting beat up. I should tell her, oh, shit, that's me too. Then they notice.
Yeah, I mean, coming from personal experience, I've definitely been there, but it's always you that has to be the one that walks away. Not anyone else can choose for you. It's you at the end of the day.
Let's throw another ringer in here. She makes $59 million. Is it a month?
No.
No way.
No, a year. Yeah.
A year. $59 million a year.
Yes.
Five
on only, because she's the number, I don't know if she still is, but in 2024, she was the number 2 earner on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Does that have anything would that factor in? Because it's like, and again, we mentioned she's very young, right? She's 21.
I wonder if he didn't get a prenup.
Is it too much, too young, too fast, right?
I mean, definitely is. I mean, I think the moment she turned 18, she started an OF, and really, it was like the problem with that kind of thing is a lot of her fans were pedophiles. I'm just gonna say it, like they were. These are men who wanted to see.
Well, that's why Belle
underage girls.
Delphine is still
exactly.
number 5 on the list.
Like Coconut Kitty 143.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened with with her. It's like most of her fans were men who liked underage women. Right. And like that's what she's made all this money off of. I can't imagine what that would do to me if I realized my fans were people like that. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're making that kind of money for, I mean, just next to nothing. I mean, just doing whatever you're doing on OnlyFans, right? I mean, it's because of her celebrity. That's why she's got it. But was it Black China's number 1? I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I couldn't pick Black China out if she was right in front of
me. When I was watching Tinder Swindler, and the first chick, because there was like 3 chicks involved in this whole thing. And the first chick meets the guy on Tinder, and he's got his own private jet, and he's saying that he's part of Mossad, and saying that he's like, his father's a Hasidic diamond merchant or something like that. And within 45 minutes of them hooking up on Tinder, she's already posting pictures of herself on Instagram on his private jet, flying off to, I don't know, like Mykonos or some shit like that, right? And the first thing I thought is, where is her dad? Where is her brother? Where is her uncle? Where is the male figure who says, you are not getting on that fucking plane because they're going to sell you into white slavery, right? Nothing good is going to happen from all of this. And of course it didn't, 9 bank loans later, right? But I remember thinking, like, where's the male figure in this? And just like you were saying before, it would be misogynistic for me to presume that there should be a guy who would step in and say, you're not getting on that fucking plane, girl, because you're going to get killed. Or something's going to happen to you. And now, like you were saying before, if there's sort of like a damaged relationship, or there's some sort of there's no brothers or whatever else, it's going to seem logical. Like her ship has come in. What was she, like 32, 33 when all this shit was going down? And now she's she wanted to believe, and that's basically. And there was nobody to tell her.
He sold hope.
Yeah,
he sold
hope, and there was and I think probably the reason why he chose her as a victim is because there's no male figure to tell her no. There's no father. There's no grandmother even in that situation.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to do that other video? Let's see. Oh, let's talk about lesbians. My favorite subject.
Nora, as Ned, also went on about 30 dates.
Did you have any fun? Rarely. It was just an
pretty
ordeal.
unpleasant,
Yeah.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Nora was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not. Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man? Not at all. No clue. No idea.
That it took a trip into manhood to help her appreciate her own femininity.
I really like being a woman. Did you like being a woman before Ned? I did, but I like it more now because I think it's more of a privilege.
I said to her, this is going to be revolutionary because it's been looked at as though men were the perpetrators and women were the victims.
Ultimately, Ned told most of his dates that he was Nora. Barbara seemed more open and friendly, and in the end actually apologized for how she had treated Ned.
Sorry for being bitchy. Please.
But after 18 months of deception, she was unraveling. Her checked into a hospital with severe depression. Her views about men have changed forever.
Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy. They need our love.
When was this? This looks like it was recorded like a
And
long
by the
time
way,
ago.
this is old.
I actually did that experiment.
Yeah.
Swear to
So
God.
wait, you did? Wait, you did that experiment?
Why do you think I'm such giving men virtual hugs through the fucking?
So
wait. I want to hear more.
You saw it. Like,
No, you said you.
I personally was pretty gay for most of my life.
Yeah.
I would mean pansexual, but mostly only could connect on a relationship level with a woman. But that doesn't mean that I didn't become super masculine from being a.
But they still, you still presented as a female though. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I understood.
Do
the way
you understand?
like
hold-
man.
do you understand? Oh, but do you understand?
But still.
I understand your point. Do you understand that one woman was mean to her, then found out she was a woman and apologized for how mean she was to her?
Yeah, totally.
And yes, that woman did take her life. The woman who she wrote a book about this, I believe.
Wow.
Also, now here's the situation. There's been numerous experiments done on this where they take a woman who's very attractive, they give her a Tinder profile of an average-looking man who's like, we'll just make him 5'10", 5'11". We'll give him an average-looking man. We'll give him a bunch of photos of an average-looking guy, and they try to get dates. And there's video after video. These women are like, I hate women. She's like, I can't believe I can't get a date. I'm swiping on 2s and 3s, and they don't even swipe back. These women are just flaking me. And you should see how frustrated. And these are beautiful women. Why are they beautiful? Why are they so frustrated? Because privilege is invisible to those who have it. You don't fucking understand. If you guys had any idea how difficult it is, listen, my life has been blessed. I have a really great business, and I'm in good shape. I'm 47 years old. I have a ton of friends. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about just the men in general, the average guy who's 5'8", who makes only $70,000 a year.
Cashier at
The
McDonald's.
cashier at wherever. Like, you guys don't understand. Tommy Lahren could not be more wrong about what she's saying. There's so many dudes out there who are laying electrical wire, who are laying concrete, who are building buildings. Again, what the other guy said was correct. Most housing starts in the history of our country. More construction than the history of our country. These men are out there, but what's happened is because of social media, there's been a software update, and these men don't know how to communicate with women, and so many of them are being left behind. And the way that women rationalize it is just to call them losers. You're just losers. That's what it is. And they're not. I'm not saying that the guys who leave those stupid passive-aggressive anonymous comments on your channel, they are losers. I'm saying that's not even 1/1000th of 1% of the men who are being left behind right now.
And the men in relationships too, they're just as lonely. Some of them.
Yeah,
The
that's definitely true.
The trap relationship, ones.
Wait, which one is this? I think I like this one a lot. Oh, that one's pretty funny. Do you want to do the? Yeah, do you guys want to do the Hartley thing?
I love Hartley.
Yeah, you guys will do that one.
Hartley's the Bible.
Russell Hartley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, he's totally the Bible. Please.
There we go. Okay, here we go. Russell Hartley. 3, 2, 1.
Real
action.
money cares if she's a gold digger. They just don't. Listen, if a man asks you what you bring to the table, that man has a low credit score.
Low credit
Listen,
score.
you should say that you're a gold digger. You should tell people. You should lead with that. Women should be gold diggers. Women should look for a provider. What's wrong with that? It's really hard to respect a man that you have to pay for. If a man cares about how much money you make, he's scheming. If the man is insecure about you, he thinks that you are better than him. If a man is texting you all day long, that man is not busy enough. Only people that are mad about you or women in general being gold diggers are people that don't have any gold to dig. That's it. Don't ask men that haven't had a job in the last 5 years walking around talking about, I'm the prize, I'm the prize. How do we keep a man? Keep him? What do you mean?
What do you
if
mean?
he's drained. Keep him so drained he's just dizzy all the time, can't focus on any one person. It doesn't make you more masculine to be like, I shouldn't have to pay for her nails. I shouldn't have to pay for my girl's dinner. That doesn't make you more masculine. That makes you a bitch. If you don't think you should provide for your woman, you should just date a man. He's out, not responding to your text with God knows who, probably that hoe. Let's see who can be the bigger hoe. A woman shouldn't be a gold digger. You should be. You should own that shit. Yeah, I am. Long distance relationships are fine if you're okay with the fact that they're gonna have a secret girlfriend wherever they are. Okay, so he canceled the date. How do I reject him? Block him. Ma'am, if you're a 25-year-old woman and you're dating a 45-year-old man who doesn't have money, what the fuck charity are you a part of? Is this some sort of Make-A-Wish thing? What if he says he has money, but he don't want to date a gold digger? Splenda, daddy.
Splenda. Splenda, daddy.
Send me that. Send me that.
You want me
It's
to?
fucking amazing.
I'll push it over to
All right, who here? What do you guys think of Russell Hartley? Anybody?
We love him.
Love
He is
Russell
the
Hartley?
Bible.
Love it.
Yeah.
We literally,
Okay.
Laura and I talk about him all the time.
What do you think, Tristan? What do you think of?
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't believe he believes anything he says.
Yeah, you like it? Okay. All right. So here's the thing I'm going to say. Is you guys know I'm pretty critical of like some women panderers like Chris G.Q. Perry or Justin Baldoni or Derek Jackson or Will Hitchens. Those guys. And the reason why I actually don't have a problem with this is because they are gaslighting women by saying things that aren't true as if they are, and he's completely owning the fact that what he's saying is toxic. Totally. Yeah. And that's why I just don't.
And he's sarcastic.
Yes. And he's a little bit sarcastic. My thing is, I don't think it's good advice what he's giving, but I do think he's going to, he would blow up. But here's one other thing I want to point out. If you made that kind of content about women, you would get your account suspended. But he can make content like that about men because of the fact, again, like I said before, men do not have the privilege of being offended in today's society. We can't.
Talking to the mic.
Why don't you move in a little bit? Move in
Talking to the mic.
They had
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Samuels,
He did that.
he got suspended several times. Yeah. Kevin Samuels
is not as famous as this dude.
Stayed around because I watched it.
Yeah, but Kevin Samuels got ratioed and got he lost several accounts. Yeah.
He still has that one that he had before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still running it too.
He still did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's not as popular as this guy. And he's certainly not as popular as Wizard Liz. I don't think Kevin Samuels had a single account with 2 million followers. Like that, these guys are like 15, 20 million followers. What's going on?
Does Laura love toxic men?
Yes, Steve, you included. Love you, fam.
Wait, is that who I think it is?
Yes. And
Thanks, Steve.
And George thinks you're a wife beater.
Me?
No.
Oh, you guys actually know who George is?
I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's my ex talking.
That's one of your.
Yeah, because I posted on, things.
You're a wife beater. Was he your wife?
No, it's a girl.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's.
But am I a wife beater? Only if it's consensual. Thanks.
Oh, okay. This one. Here we go. Cha-cha.
Damn. I'll throw her a like.
Hey, so I noticed you liked my story. Would you mind if I came in and just sucked you off?
So funny. Sorry. I had to post that one. I love that one. Let me see.
Oh, wait, I got it.
Go ahead, pick another one.
Hold on. Let me look here.
That's how women's brains think. I swear.
Yes.
No, that's what guys think. They're going to like a picture and the girl's going to like them back.
Oh,
it's so
here,
wild.
This one's pretty close.
Guys,
Excuse me, do you have the time?
Hey! Hey, that is my boyfriend. Oh, that's my man.
Tell her, babe.
Walk away. Leave him alone.
Back up.
Leave him alone. He has a girlfriend.
Hey.
That's great. Ladies, who here would like that? You like anybody?
Would you do that?
Yeah, ready? Keisha, the on the pants, you want your face on their pants? No, why not?
I'm good when it comes to that.
Yeah, nobody here. Anybody? Would you? I'm sure you would. I don't even have to ask you. You love it. Big old picture of you right there on.
And they
chest.
do it.
As soon as
Cheating
like
clause.
over your bed, it's a picture of the two of you holding each other
Yeah.
like this.
More guys need to wear chokers, you know, for leashes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
cannot-
know what you're talking
No
about.
clue about that. Anyway, we have another one.
Invited you tonight.
Lake and Dead.
Laken?
Yeah.
Wow, you must have a really good personality. Where are you from?
Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
Where's that?
The other day I saw Austin Butler at Rouse.
Not Rouse.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Cool.
I have the biggest crush on him.
I'm glad you saw that. I'm glad you had that experience.
I just had to go up to him.
Oh, you went up to him? Oh, wow. You're bold. Even that and your outfit choices. Wow. Have I met a celebrity?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like friends with some.
Wait, oh my god,
yeah.
that's like so cool. You must have like all the inside scoop. Like I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it's like chill, I guess. Like they're just like people. Oh, Jason, yeah, he's like our promoter.
Oh, I'm going with Alan.
You're going in with a different promoter?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like Pearl Harbor and like promoter world.
She's not allowed to come with us.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you can come with us then. If you're gonna go with someone else, it's like pretty bad.
Oh, but like he's like my friend.
Just, oh, he's your friend. Well, not anymore. If you want to go out with us,
That's not how they
you can't do
rules,
that.
babe.
What?
My friend got into this influencer house.
Like, shut up.
Bridget, you're such a
Bridget,
bitch.
what the fuck? Did you really just say that to
I'm
me?
so sorry, that was not Bridget. No, his alter ego. Her name was Chanel. Like, she comes
Chanel,
out,
you have to
sorry.
stop drinking.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm really not trying to be a bitch. I'm just
Don't
like-
listen to her.
That wasn't really me. That was
That's so awesome. Yep, that's LA.
Ladies, do any of you have an alter ego?
The Valley Gal. This is that way.
Oh my God.
You almost want to throw
See this one here?
Which one?
Like-
Which one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. I have that one.
Can't believe nobody in the comments is talking about how my hair looks like Ace Ventura today.
Oh, they probably will. Ace Ventura.
I can't.
Biggest thing that most people don't know, and this is where I always dominated and I always loved, was you need things for girls to take pictures with. And that was how I built my events. I built my events so that when you go there and you are Sally and Grace walking, into the event, that there's going to be 5 things as you walk in to take pictures in front of. And what that allows you to do is say, oh my God, that's so cute. Let me take a picture. You share it to your Snapchat. You share it to your Instagram story. That breeds 5 people to swipe up, say, where are you? Next thing you know, you look down the street and there's 1,000 girls walking down. And it really happens in that manner. So providing items to take pictures of and share is just absolutely necessary for a great event, especially in today's environment with social media.
Most restaurants are actually doing this.
Yeah.
The newer ones.
With Catch.
You see all the flower walls,
Yes.
the neon
Yeah.
on there. It's
Or the
working for
or
them.
the angel
though.
wings.
Yeah.
Michael
Yes,
Jackson.
yes.
Everywhere.
But
Every
it's
single night we
working.
do an
I've
event,
done-
and like no one showed up, and then you
I
pull
have
his
done
phone up,
several
and
of
like
those.
the
I
next thing you know, next
shamelessly
30
see those.
hour, everyone starts showing up.
Yeah, so it's really true. So this is a concept of social proof. So one of the experiments we tried, man, this was probably 10 years ago. It was like Super Bowl weekend. Maybe I can't remember what it was. Some party we threw in Los Angeles, and we had a party at this house in the hills. And there have been 2 previous parties, and they took the step and repeats to this house. They set up 2 step and repeats in the house that had nothing to do with the party, nothing to do with anything, and then they put lights in front of the step and repeats. And so many girls spent the entire time on the step and repeats taking pictures. A fountain, some kind of flower wall, anything like that. Babes in Toyland has a photo booth, all those kind of
Jing
things.
has the that grass thing in the front.
the grass thing in the front. So you'll do that, and then what Luke said is also the case. You'll take the picture, and either that night or the next week, then all the girls show up to that thing where there were several things to take a picture of. This is so antithetical to what people believe. This is what we're giving you guys is inside game. Those of you who really do want to improve your dating life and your social life, you should pay attention to things like this. You throw better events. What are you doing? You're taking women from an an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. That's what there you go. Look at that.
That's all you need
Yes.
right there.
Yeah.
You're taking women from an unfamiliar. You're taking women from an unfamiliar environment where Chad Thundercock always beats you to a familiar environment where you're running an event, and often it costs no money to do these events, which is pretty much the ethos of the first part of the Men of Action course that I teach, is how to do things like that. That's why if you guys look on my IG, you see so many pictures of me with 20, 30 girls. The reason why that is on a regular basis is because there's a bunch of things to take pictures in front of. We have a photographer that follows us around. And when you do that, then it's just you end up at everyone else is at the table with 5 dudes and 2 girls. You're at the table with 2 dudes and 22 girls.
Mike, what did we have the other night? We were in Boston, right? We just had that little point and shoot camera with the flash.
Yeah.
And then every table was just looking at us.
Let me say one other thing. You will take a bunch of pictures during the night, and some people will act annoyed, and those same people will hit you up the next day asking you for
No matter how
their
many you
pictures.
take, every single
They will
one will hit
ask
you
you
up the
for
next day
their
for the
pictures.
photos.
People become incredible narcissists the next day. It's just, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but we've gotten to the point where this is the party, and this is the photos and the videos of the party. This is just more important now. It just is. And as much as some of you hate it, some of you guys are over 50, want to gnash your teeth and clench your buttholes and wish that it wasn't that way.
No way.
If you want to date, if you want to have an incredible network and date beautiful women, you have to listen to what this guy said. Keep telling me I'm wrong.
You gotta
I'm more
become
than
a
welcome.
photographer.
Please come on a Twitter space with me. I'll be more than willing to humiliate you, and I won't even charge you for it. I'll just humiliate you on there. You're wrong. This is the way the world works. Social media is not going away, and got bad news for you. Your grandkids are going to be fucking robots.
Yes.
Because that's essentially what's going to happen here in a little bit.
And they're all going to have the puppy dog filter on them.
Yep.
Oh, that was so 2000.
Yes.
That is some of the best advice I've ever heard any guys give anybody. It's like, hey, you want to date a bad bitch? Like, become a photographer. Every time you guys are someone, go.
But any of it, hold on, any of it. Become a photographer, become a videographer, become a club promoter, become a girl guy, become a sub promoter that doesn't get paid but just brings girls to other places. Host charity events and then just invite influencers. Host bikini competitions, fitness competitions, costume competitions, and
If
just
you wanna
invite,
be bisexual, win.
invite a ton of influencers to be judges for those competitions. Do that, and now you're the 5 dating the 10. That's how it works. And guys don't grasp this. And I have to fight with black pill guys. I have to fight with pickup artists. I have to fight with dating coaches. I have to fight with matchmakers. And yet their results do not match up with the 4,000 guys who've gone through my course.
At events, I cannot take
Exactly.
enough pictures. No, seriously, because it's like when I go to, and we were just talking about this in my Reignite group with the guys there. They wanted more shots. They wanted more pictures while they were there, but they were too busy talking to girls. They were too busy, having a good time. They weren't really thinking about it. And so they had fewer pictures from that event, and they should have had way, way more than that. And so we're trying to come up with this idea where it's like one guy who's part of the group takes the pictures for half an hour.
They gotta be stuck.
Social media buddy.
And the other guy takes it for half an hour.
Content
the other
buddies.
guy takes it for a half
Content
an hour.
buddy,
Everybody has a half an hour window, and you take pictures of everybody that's part of the Reignite group, so that we have those
But like
pictures
you
for
said, Michael,
everything
people are shy and they're like, but embarrass yourself. That's how you become a fucking star. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to embarrass yourself. I'm
But I
just
mean, like,
I'm just telling you, like
party,
like
you
like
can
like
phone,
the
shoot yourself.
really funny short dude who women ignore. As soon as he becomes the guy who knows other people and throws mansion parties. Like all throughout every big city, there's a guy who just got divorced. He owns a fucking 15-bedroom mansion. He wants to meet women. If you're just a dude who's like, hey, just let me throw a party at your place. We won't destroy the place. I'm going to invite like 6 times as many girls as guys. Is it cool if I throw a party at your place? I'm going to have a bunch of photographers. That guy who organizes that party is the 5 who dates the 10. I've been trying to explain this to you. And there's even evolutionary backup. Like men who had stronger networks always had more access to resources and more sexual selection. And I just don't know why I still have to fight guys on this, because the data is so empirical. The data is so irrefutable at this point. So yes, there's 4,000
You hurt
guys.
their businesses, that's why.
Yeah, because I hurt their business.
You
Exactly.
don't gotta go as far as being a club promoter, though.
No. I'm giving
you
an
can.
example. I'm giving an example.
that
You don't have to be a
to
club
me. But you
promoter.
can.
You could do what I did. I was just a guy who lived in San Antonio, and someone had a place, and I hit up everyone and said, everybody, let's go to this place. What's that called? I don't even know what the name of that thing is. And then afterwards, the next day, I invited some girls that I met at the party to come over and play Monopoly. What's that called? I don't know what that is. But that guy who's the middle of his social hub, that dude has women competing for his attention. And again, if you guys have any questions about this, moamentoring.com/testimonials. Look at the 200 video testimonials on there. There are 4,000 guys who've gone through this course. I feel like Galileo trying to explain to the Pope that the fucking earth goes around the sun at this point. I don't know how nobody even really wants to debate me anymore, but yet I'm the only person teaching this. And it really drives me crazy. And then I see something like this and I'm like, yeah, another guy who gets it. And I promise you want to know why he's not teaching this? Because he's too busy fucking. That's why.
Yeah.
He's too busy with beautiful women in his life. That's why he isn't teaching this.
So you're teaching men how to be social butterflies. Send me the link because I want to give it to a few guys.
Beautiful. All right. I love it.
I want to also point out that this is not contextual. So you don't have to go to Babes in Toyland to have to be taking pictures and stuff like that. I go to lots of different events. I'll go to Vamped. I'll go to like concerts. I'll go see Lamb of God. Okay. If I'm at that show and the band is playing, I'm taking pictures of myself there as well. Okay, wherever there's something that looks interesting, and hey, here's this, whatever. It doesn't have to be like, because I'm seeing guys in here that are saying, well, yeah, I guess all you have to do is just be a club promoter and blah, blah. No, you don't have to be a club promoter to do that. You can go to a heavy metal concert. You can go to a rap concert. You can go to a country music thing. It doesn't matter what the venue is. It just matters that you're following the process when you're there.
I'm going to say something that's going to shock people. Ready? I've never been a club promoter. I've never been drunk. I've never tried any drugs. This idea that you say, yo, bro, you just have to be a club promoter. That is reductive thinking.
Cocaine.
that is reductive thinking that you're using to protect your ego instead of listening to the nuanced answer to the question. Yeah. You're being autistic right now. You're saying, you have to be a club promoter. No. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you need to be the center of your social hub, whatever that's called. I have never been a club promoter. Let me say this again. I have never been a club promoter. Does every club in this city, whenever my birthday comes up, they're all like, hey, have your birthday at my club? Yes, but I'm not a club promoter. What am I? I'm the center of my social hub. Access Vegas is part of my social hub. I'm hosting on June 22nd. I'm hosting Halfway to Halloween costume competition at Marquee Day Club. That's the center of my social. I'm inviting a bunch of people to that.
Like going to that.
Again, I'm not a club promoter. You don't have to be a club promoter. Stop. Again, it goes back to this whole thing. You're using reductive logic because you don't want your ego to get hurt. Listen to what we say. Look at the testimonials. Change your life. You see all these women saying crazy shit about, I'm only going to date a guy who's 6'2" and makes $1 million a year. You're hearing this. And the reason why they're saying this is because they haven't seen the positive attributes that you can share when you get them from an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. That's the key to everything.
Yep.
Beautiful. Do you this one?
Yep. Guys, this friend? Yeah.
No, it's way too big.
Timmy? My God, Kaylee, come here. Where's my hug at?
Wow, it's so good to see you. I say, this is my best friend Timmy.
Not anymore.
What? Why?
Because he just wants to hook up with you.
Are you serious? She's so
Yeah, he's right.
Huh?
Exactly.
You want to hook up with me?
Of course he does. You think he'd rather hang out with you over his boys? You think I like listening to Tate McRae all day?
But you've never given me a sign that you want to hook up.
Yeah, because I'm not an idiot. I know you have a boyfriend.
So why do you hang out with me all the time?
Because I'm waiting for him to screw up.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
I'm not even mad at you. I get it.
What do you mean you get it?
Do you know how many girls I've hooked up with pretending I'm their best friend? Me too. It's the easiest trick in the book.
How?
Because when they break up with their boyfriends, they come right into their best friends for comfort, and that's when we come right in and boom! It's almost too easy.
Oh my gosh, you guys are sick.
It's science. Yeah, girls can't have guy best friends. So with that being said, say your goodbyes because this relationship is over. Smart man.
Bye, I guess.
See ya. I'll still be waiting for you to mess up. I know you will.
That's hilarious.
I thought it was pretty funny. I don't have much of a comment to say about that, but yeah, it is true. Like it is. Even if you're not trying, if you legitimately are friends with a girl that you're not attracted to, and she breaks up with her boyfriend, and all you've been doing is making her laugh. She sees you're dating beautiful women. You're like hooked up all the time. She just becomes attracted. You see it happen even indirectly. This is the way it works. So I've said this before, and because it's a really confusing piece of nuance. So again, don't be autistic. Listen to what I say, not what you think I said. Listen to what I say. Don't be autistic. Listen to what I'm saying. It is great for you as a man to have a shit ton of female friends. It is not great for you as a boyfriend, for your girlfriend to have a shit ton of guy friends. Both things are true. Those are two sides of the same coin. Listen to what I said, not what you think I said, what I actually said. Don't be autistic. Listen to what I said. if you're a dude and you have 100 female friends, you're gonna have dates out the ass, and you're gonna notice that your guy friends are never gonna want their girlfriends to be friends with you because you generate attraction by existing at that point, and that's why it becomes so tough.
I love how it's like all up front.
Yeah, he goes, of course I want to hook up with you. Yeah, for sure, whatever.
All right, I've got one more here. Oh, I got a couple more, but I got one more here. Now, this hit home. So, baby, pay attention.
Hey, girl.
Thanks.
It's looking fantastic. Woo! Tell you what, that outfit though, I cannot wait until. How?
How?
What? I thought we were gonna, you look so nice.
I love those Oreos, bro. Oh my God. Anybody have this issue?
That
Get a little
outfit.
comfortable around your man.
I never do.
This is totally me with my ex-boyfriend back from 2016. That
You dress up and then you get home, you're like, time for the jammies. Time for the sweatpants.
I'm like so radical on the opposite end.
You're just
Like,
naked all the time.
Lingerie. I have a son, so.
Oh man, that's the excuse.
Got it.
I can't be naked all the time. I have a son.
I won't own sweatpants. I won't own big t-shirts. I literally throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep myself. If I want to be dressed down, I wear a Skims dress. I think you should never get too comfortable around your man.
I go on dates like that just so you can think this is great.
That's a flex too.
Yeah.
I love the part where she's like, come on.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Have you seen this one, Mike?
No, let me see.
Watch this one.
Is it true your ex-wife have access to your bank account?
Yeah.
Oh,
I I told you I trust her implicitly.
I beg your pardon?
Implicitly, I trust her. If she wanted to take it, she could. There's very few people that you meet where you can trust implicitly. And to be honest, she was there when we were living at the in-laws' house. She was there when we couldn't afford a hamburger. She was there through the grind. She, to me, just like we kind of separated when we started making it.
Right.
So she doesn't get to enjoy any of that.
Right.
To me, that's not right.
Wow.
Perfect amount of
Hey,
I'm a loyalty guy.
You are a boy. You loyal to the song for real.
Yeah.
I don't know too many people doing
I
that.
know it surprises people, but she could have. If she wanted to do something with it, she
Right.
could have done with it a long time ago.
If your ex-wife, is she married?
She's dating somebody, boyfriend.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I want her to be happy. It's true.
Well, then
friendship.
she can't get no more access, Dave. She got to cut off, cut her low.
I won't even notice if it's gone.
You mean to tell me she might?
I mean, if she takes it all.
No, but she might take like, you know what? I'm gonna have this extravagant wedding. I'm gonna spend, $500,000 on a wedding. You cool with?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Wow.
Lord have mercy.
That can't be real. That's stage.
What did you learn during that marriage about yourself?
She's still my best friend. Like, we get along
better as friends than in
yeah,
a relationship.
yeah. But she was with me at the beginning of this company, and like, if she called me right now, it's like, I need you. I'd be there. It's like it just didn't work as a marriage.
Wow.
That's a
Interesting.
unicorn if that's real.
So here's the thing. I think what he's saying is that it's a bank account that they had, a joint bank account they had in the beginning, but she doesn't have access to equity of Barstool. I think that's because he says if she took it all, I wouldn't even notice. I think there's a little bit more nuance
added
here.
something to it,
I think
but
there's a
it's
little
not
bit more
everything, yeah.
nuance here
Yeah.
going on. And the other part is I've been in this situation before where people are like, "You're cool with your ex dating whoever." I'm like, "Yes, I broke up with her. I'm very cool with her. I want her to be happy."
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, but
You let her
I think the part we're missing is that Dave Portnoy was just a dude who looked like Dave Portnoy, and now he's a dude with $400 million who looks like Dave Portnoy. And we just don't understand. Like, so then he married a woman who wanted a guy who looked like Dave Portnoy, and now he can get a woman who looks like anybody. He could get any girl he wants. And so that's why their marriage probably didn't work. He probably feels a little shitty about it. And so he's like, yeah, if you want some money, it's fine. And they've been she was loyal in the beginning. I get this. In the context that Shannon Sharp is talking about, of course, it's ridiculous. Like, why would you ever do this? But what Shannon Sharp is thinking of, bitter ex, broke up, hate you, steal your money, ugly divorce. And what they're forgetting is, Shannon Sharp's wealthy. Dave Portnoy is Dave Portnoy is I could buy an NFL team wealthy. All right. So like for him, it's a little bit different.
How rich is Dave Portnoy?
Yeah, so I remember didn't he sell Barstool for $400 million and then bought it back for like $1 or some shit like that? He cleared so much money. He's really wealthy. Even if he's $100 million, maybe if I'm wrong. The point is, when you go over this whole situation, I think there's a little bit of nuance, but at the same time, I love Shannon Sharp's reaction.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the time, in the majority of cases, that is absurd. Of course, you're not going to give your ex because she starts seeing you date someone else. Yeah, it goes, what? It was so
do you
great.
think that his response is because of guilt? Like he probably feels guilty about
Maybe not guilty, but like he loves her enough. He like truly loves her in a way that true
devotion.
But like.
Maybe hopes that she'll come back.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree. I think what's happened. I think what's
Have you seen
happened
his
is
girlfriend?
I think what's happened is Dave Portnoy was now exposed to women that are so much more physically attractive than his wife that he's like, I would rather us just be divorced. I don't want to cheat on you. I'm going to sleep with all these women, but I'll still take care of you. And I think that's where they are in their relationship, and he feels totally fine with that.
That's one of my rules when it comes to like one of my standards. I won't like go out with a man who doesn't have access to his dream girl, or has never like experienced that in his life where he can.
Oh, got it. Who never had access.
Yeah.
Who never had access to his dream girl. Yeah. Okay.
I think they need that to go through that phase, but also if they've never accessed the girl they want, it's not you.
Really good point.
So all you're gonna do is either struggle with
interesting
him.
point, yeah.
It's one of my like strict standards.
Give you one of those, girl.
That's because women don't want a guy that no other women want. That's why it's
I just
not
don't think
even,
it's feasible.
I mean, it's a pre-selection obviously, but it's also pre-qualification too. So it's pre-qualification for a relationship. Is this guy hot enough that some dream girl is going to want to have a relationship? It's going to crash and burn, but was he attractive enough that some other woman wanted him? Like women want guys that other men want to be, and other women want to fuck.
That's my favorite quote that you sent or you posted was that women want a man that could cheat.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so well said.
Yeah.
They don't want a man to cheat, but they want a man who could.
Yes.
Basically, exactly what you're saying. Like, a guy who's already tasted the fruits of a dream girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ready to settle down. Yeah.
We good? We good?
No, hold on. This one.
Which one?
Here.
Oh, that one. Yeah, we could do that. Sure. We got to get that at the end here. Okay. That one. Here we go.
Yeah, that one hit me hard.
Honestly, don't deserve us. Men are so intimidated by us.
If he isn't cooking clean, he better be a millionaire.
My girlfriends are my boyfriends. There's key in the dating pool.
There's toxic in the dating pool.
All men are narcissistic gaslighters. I'm in my healing era.
He doesn't pay my bills. He doesn't deserve this kitty.
If a man isn't adding to my life, he's subtracting and dividing, and most times things are bad.
I mean, I'm on a very high dose of Lexapro. How am I going to reparent someone else's ungrateful son?
Most men on the market would require me to settle. Like, sorry, I'm not ready for 5'7" and balding. That's 5 years away and above.
But he's really working on me, like discovering who I am.
You're a catch.
Oh, you're a catch.
I'm protecting my peace.
Who has the time? On the weekends, I'm busy with my skincare routine and catching up on my murder shows.
Exactly. I don't have time to think.
We should marry each other.
We should marry each other.
So again, it goes back to the whole thing where, what Tommy Lahren said. Are there some guys who are out there who aren't matching up? Yes, but you want to know what the other problem is? There's women who are doing stupid things and their friends are not telling them the truth. If you have a female friend who told you that he broke up with you because he was intimidated, you have a female friend who is dumb or lying to you.
Yeah.
Again, here's a crazy strategy. You have a bunch of girls that are friends with each other. You have one of the girls who clearly doesn't know what she's doing. She screws up her relationship. And instead of telling her what she did wrong, you're like, girl, no, you're enough. You're a princess. If you got cheated on, it's never your fault, right? Say things like that. And so what happens is now this girl is even further delusional and ill-equipped to steal your man. Now, so see what you've done? You've made her dumber, so now she can't even steal your man. Instead of what men do, it's like, hey, bro, that girl's a hoe. Stop dating her. Which will say, it's like, it's cool, you can keep fucking her, but stop dating her because she's a hoe. Like, that's what we as men will do that for each other. Does that make sense? That's like the massive difference.
My friends hate me.
Me and my friends are brutal.
To each other?
Yeah. Like very, like she'll be like, well, like he didn't give me a ride home from the club. I'm like, he hates you.
I'm like,
Okay, that I want to hear. I want to be a part of that
That's our
conversation.
favorite part.
I'll ask him.
I have another
Whatever
theory.
group chat that's in, we want to be in it.
I have another theory I'm working on. I don't have it fully fleshed out, but it seems to get a rise out of people whenever I bring it up. When all the guys in here, you're out with your buddies. So let's just say maybe you have a younger brother or a cousin. You go out to a club. Maybe it's the night before Thanksgiving. You guys all hang out, and your cousin or your buddy or your brother, they take a girl home. What do you feel? What do you describe it? What does it feel? Yeah? Is there anybody here have a negative feeling? You're
Well
happy
done.
for him? You're happy? Anybody else? Yeah. Travis, you're happy for him? Yeah, you're like, salute, right? What if they're like, hey, is it cool if I just take the car and leave right now? Give them the keys. You just give them the keys. Go, bro. Just go. Just go. I'll get an Uber, right? We'll do that. We will do whatever for our friends to have sex. I am convinced that women do anything they can to keep their friends from having good sex. They go out of the way. Where's Sally? Where's Sally? I can't find Sally. Where is she right now? Again, I hear women disagree with this, but then I ask men, gentlemen, have you experienced women getting in the way of other women having sex? You will not, if we had a million men in here.
How many times?
Yeah, because it's the fridge that protects the snacks.
Always.
And how many times? Guys, if we had a million men in here and asked them, have you had a woman come up and cock block you from her friend getting laid? All 1 million men would raise their hand.
Could you imagine we're on stage at Zook and I'm taking a girl home and I said, hey, I have to make sure my friend Michael gets home safe. Do you know how homosexual that would sound?
Can you imagine? We as men, literally, we'll walk home 5 miles if our boy is getting laid. That's the difference. Women would know. You guys step on each other's dick so much, it's ridiculous to stop each other from getting laid. I have never seen anything like it.
good advice
It's
on
crazy.
that.
But to be fair, too, just getting fucked doesn't benefit a woman at all.
Okay, well, but and then that may be the reason why you're doing it. But I see girls who come here in groups to Las Vegas, and they're like, "Where's my friend Sarah? I can't find Sarah. Oh my God, where is she?" I'm like, Sarah is probably sucking some male stripper off in a bathroom right now, and she's happy as fuck, living in North America with a cell phone, and she can get home, and she's perfectly safe and doesn't need you. Why are you obsessed with finding Sarah? Why? Because you can't stand the idea that she's having good sex, and you have to stop her. You have to do everything you can.
I know.
And
Why won't you let your friend get fucked?
again, it's just a theory.
That's an orgasm for her.
I don't think one night stands would lead to that.
Who cares?
Oh, then you're having one night stands with the wrong people.
It's a good
Listen, listen. Okay, so going back to what I said before, just a theory I have. But my theory is women really don't want their friends to have good sex. Yeah. They go out of their way to stop their friends from
Can I
having
give
good
some women good advice?
Go ahead, please.
Instead of giving your friend what they want to hear, ask them ahead of time, like, hey, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or can I tell you?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah.
But I'm saying more women need to.
Yeah. Do you want me to just sit here and listen, or do you want the solution? So again,
Yeah.
I want you to understand. If I talk to a female friend of mine and I tell her a problem I have, she usually doesn't judge. She just sits there and listens, because that's how she shows me she loves me. Then she tells me her problem. I immediately try to solve her problem. I try to make her problem go away, because if I love someone, I make your life easier. If I love someone, I make your problems go away. This is my guy friends and my girlfriends. Yeah. My guy friends, when I hang out with them, we talk about fixing our business, improving the efficiencies in our business. I'm solving problems for my guy friends, because that's how I show that I love them. The same thing with my female friends. If they're having a problem, I try to help them by helping them solve problems. Will I listen? I will if they tell me, hey, I just want you to listen. Okay, I'll just sit here and listen. But every part of this fucking troglodyte male, born in Texas, U.S. military officer, football player brain is like, please let me solve this problem. I'll just go kick this guy's ass. Just please let me solve the problem. I don't want to listen to this anymore. And that's why we're different. That's what testosterone does to you. Cool. Any more?
Which one do you want?
No, I think we're good.
I think that's it. Yeah, we're good.
All right, guys. Real quick, what'd you think of the show?
It's fun.
You had a good time? Yeah, you've been on
I
several
always do.
times. Really glad to have you on.
Thank you.
Come on here today. You and Tristan should talk, because you're both liberals. Go ahead, Luke. Luke,
that's what Harvard does to you.
Yeah.
Genetic differences. There we go.
Huh?
Genetic differences.
Genetic differences. Awesome. What do you think, Coco?
I fucking love you.
Yes?
Yes.
Glad to have you back here, Coco. Meg, what'd you think?
Very good time. Thanks for having me back.
Could you guys do me a favor? There's still a bunch of girls who are like, I don't want to come on your show because I don't want to get embarrassed. I hit it every week. I still cannot believe, guys, we changed the format to reacting to videos over almost 2 years ago. It was a long time ago, and I still every week I have I don't want to come on because you guys are gonna say something to embarrass. No, we're not. So if you guys have anybody, if you could just talk to your friends and be like, that is not what happens at all. We're basically
conversation.
We're America's Funniest Home Videos.
Reacting and sharing thoughts about different things.
Do you guys remember America's Funniest Home Videos, like Bob Saget? That's what we're just America's Funniest Home Videos. That's all we're doing now. What do you think, Laura?
Laura, what did you think?
Grab the mic.
Get the mic.
It's always a good time, and it's real.
Beautiful. Tristan?
It's good to be back, and I'm excited to be hosting some more of these.
Okay, beautiful. What'd you think, Jenna?
It's not embarrassing. It's fun. It's really cool just to see everybody else's perspective on everything. Like, there's nothing about this that you have to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, if you can take the chance to do it, go fucking do it.
For sure.
Awesome.
And if somebody is mean to you in the chat, make sure they subscribe to your OnlyFans.
Roll them back.
Go ahead, Kaisha. What do you think?
I enjoyed it, and I definitely would come back.
Okay, beautiful.
And we will have you back.
Oh, we'd love to have you back. Oh, guys,
Hey, we got two.
Two more super chats. Let's go to those real quick.
We only got two of them.
Where you at?
Rational Redneck.
Two more coming.
Rational Redneck. Hold on. Let's go to fan funding. All right, first one. Rational Redneck. I love the political discourse today. Liberals say we're evil and conservatives say we're losers.
Yeah.
Then both wonder why we're checking out. That is a really good point.
Good observation.
Michael, are you going to date that Maxim model from last week? So I'm just gonna be frank.
And we're out.
I'm just gonna be frank with you guys. I had a relationship that was public, and her and I are good friends now. I'm not doing that again. I'm not saying I'm not doing the relationship. The public thing, you guys are brutal as shit. You guys, again, I will take it, but some of you guys made her life a living hell, and I'm never doing that again. So whoever I date, it's gonna be private. Yeah, it's gonna be off the books. It's just, again, it's not most of you. Most of you guys are my fans, or follow me, or you're on in Men of Action. You're not the problem. It's just other people. If you date me, unless you signed up to be a public figure, it's unfair to whoever dates me. So that's why I'm gonna keep it private from now on.
True that.
Yep.
We're good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us again. The 22nd of June. If you guys are here in Las Vegas, come to the Marquee Day Club. Halfway to Halloween party. I know the host. He's kind of a weirdo.
I get to wear my Ken outfit
yes.
again.
It's gonna be amazing. I got to tell you. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. 75% of the contestants are gonna be hot girls, and then there's gonna be a bunch of dudes who are try hard as shit. Like they spend $50,000 building a costume to make $5,000. Like you're gonna see some super try.
Iron Man or like
yeah,
a Transformer.
the Iron Man, Transformers, super like
Deadpool,
Megatron,
yeah.
25-foot costume. That's what you're gonna see.
All right, wait. Actual question: is it illegal to by Nevada law to make it so the competition can only be women?
Yeah, apparently that's what they told me.
Is that
yeah.
why? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. So, and by the way, I don't mind because they really try hard. But guys, I promise you, for those of you hear what we talk about Men of Action, it's a Sunday. Hit me up. You can just get in for free. It's a Sunday at Marquee. Come and hang out. Meet a bunch of people. Meet a bunch of guys in MOA and see what we're talking about. We just want to be in a place.
I'm gonna go shirtless.
I just want to be. Listen, I just want to be in a place where there's 2 or 3 times as many girls as guys. Does that make me weird? I don't want to go to.
You should be G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I just want to be in a place. I just want to go to a party where there's 2 or 3 girls for every guy. That's all I'm asking for. And so that's what I'm trying to set up. So hopefully we'll see you guys one more time. I believe it's going to be the 19th of July in Los Angeles for Babes in Toyland. Support the troops. And I believe we have August 14th. Don't.
Somewhere
it's
in
August
there.
14th.
Yeah.
It's going to be Babes in Toyland
Vegas.
Swim Week. It's going to be
Swim Week.
Vegas Swim Week.
That's
we're
the
gonna
big one.
We're going to have a huge Nalu Bay swim show there. And again, guys, I just can't believe how many times I've reached out to pickup artists and I'm like, do you want to come to this thing where it's like 300 girls and 75 guys? And they're like, no, I don't want to go to that. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm going to say this before and I say it again.
Any of you guys who think that older dudes can't get with younger chicks, come. Here's your I'm giving it to you wholesale. I'll give it to you at Babes in Toyland. Come here, see it happen live.
Yeah.
Observe the humans in the human environment.
Again, one more time for the doubters. Any of you guys who have a problem with what I teach as far as the social circle stuff, ask yourself the question, whoever your favorite dating coach is, if you put him in a place where there's 7 girls for every guy, would he do better or worse? And if he would do worse, why are you following him? But if he would do better, then why the fuck isn't he doing it? See you guys next week, man. Take care.
Late.
Hey.